What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro? Why are you laughing?
I can't with you, man. You couldn't even just give me a little bit of...
No. We made Kendrick Green look competent. I don't even know how that's possible, but we managed to do it.
I can't even get it going, Deke. Deke was like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" So, I feel you, bro. Trust me, I feel you, man. Trust me, I feel you, bro.
Something's got to give.
Oh man, yeah. We are at a rather unique time in
These trash performances keep happening way too often. Over like the last 3 years, getting blown out. Alex Kozora, Steelers Depot. We know he brings up the good facts and stats and whatnot. He said something like 6 times over the last like 2-3 years, whatever it was. There's a stretch period that we've gotten blown out like this. Mm-hmm. I forget what the exact point total difference is, but 6 times. Yeah. I think since before that, I think it was since like 1980s or something, all the way up till that point where he started keeping the data recently, we did the same amount 6 times. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is becoming way too much of an often occurrence.
Yeah, rather unique time for us as Steelers fans, 100%, man, because
I botched up his stats too. I didn't even explain it. No, but I should pull it up and explain it better.
We get the gist of what you said. I can assure you.
These blowouts are happening too often.
Yeah, and the thing is,
and this is the Texans too. Like, come on.
Well, it's multiple things that we're gonna talk about with that. Even this Texans team as well, man. But nah, you right. I love the energy, man. I love how you coming in here today, baby. I was going to ask you though before we got to that portion of the day. Because I like your flannel. I thought the flannel looked real nice. It was a nice...
I do have a nice fit on today.
Like you drippy, bro. I was thinking of you when I threw on my gear today. Because I was like, yo, Deke comes in here dressed like he ain't playing no games. And I was like, I respect that. And then I know you big on your like alumni stuff. So I was like, you know what? Okay. I wanted to be like you. Usually I wear like only JMU football. But I was like, I'm just put on a JMU just T-shirt. Yeah. Yeah, because it reminded me of you, man. So... I was thinking of you, but how was your weekend? How was your weekend?
Outside of the football being played, and this is becoming too much of a trend too recently with my Pittsburgh teams.
Are you talking Steelers football being played?
Both, I'm saying in general. Okay. Outside of the football games being played and the teams that I have rooting interest in, the weekend was awesome because spent time with friends and family.
Salute then, okay.
Drinking, being merry. Yeah, it was great.
Hey, drink, eat well, and be happy.
Yeah, man. The almost 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, I got to watch Pittsburgh football. Not good.
I, in full transparency, have not looked at the score.
Of what?
The college game, Pitt. I definitely feel like y'all lost because of TG texting at the time he was texting. You know, anytime TG texts late, clearly, I don't think he's as excited about WVU winning as he is about whenever Pitt isn't successful. Because it was just like, all right, clearly Virginia Tech what? Because that's the energy that I'm getting from TG. But what's the context? What happened? What was the score? Because I did not tap in, man.
The sad part is
crazy weekend
we almost made a comeback too. And I was getting my text ready to send to TG because I thought West Virginia was going to lose to TCU. I was getting all primed up. I was getting some good text to send out there. But it was just an absolute disaster. Jerkovich is so bad. I'm sorry. No. I would like to hear his grandma's opinion of him right now.
Oh, no.
I honestly would. I don't know if she'd be as nice to you.
Don't you shoot at the grandma, Deke. Don't you shoot at his grandma. His grandma was such a lovely, nice lady. I came here and shouted her out on Friday morning.
I'd love for her to call into the show.
Don't you do that. Don't you? No, we ain't even opening the phone lines. Don't you do that. Do not do that, man. Stop it.
Because, dude, he missed a pass. I swear to God, a little PA rollout.
Yeah.
Probably would have picked up like 5-6 yards. At least would have kept things moving. Mm-hmm. He threw it at the dude's feet. Like I'm telling you, it was probably from me to this wall. How far away this dude was.
That's not far at all either. Yeah, it's probably
a little bit far. That's a little hyperbole. But
either way, about 10, 15 feet. We ain't
trust
nothing
me,
crazy.
It's like crazy. An elementary type of throw. Throws it at his feet. the same stat lines are popping up with him too. I think he had 30% completion percentage. Luckily, he had like a 75-yard bomb with the first play. Yeah. So it looks halfway decent, but the completion percentage is terrible. Dude can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Fair enough.
Our Pitt defense is terrible too. It's
what about that D-line? Because usually Pitt got a nice D-line. Usually that D-line is nice.
No, it's just all bad. It's all bad. I think some of those guys maybe are too young.
Respect. Which is definitely true. I could definitely get that, man.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I respect. It was a cool sport. It started out as a dope sports weekend, and obviously didn't end the way I would have liked it to end. But yeah, man. JMU took care of business. Salute the Duke Dogs. Moving on to 5-0 right now.
Natty watch.
Now, see, we ain't doing all that. You trying to do us like Coach Prime. You see, they put them expectations. Then it was like,
they almost came back. Did you watch that?
Oh, I did, though.
You know what's crazy is how all those fans stayed in that stadium the whole way through.
Because they believe. Yeah.
I respect that. Like, they were down 20-something. It's third quarter. I had the game. I just want to see some Caleb Williams, see some Shador.
Yeah.
And they started coming back. But not one person left that stadium.
I loved it, man. I loved it. That was the one I was flipping to because I had, JMU playing at the same time. And we definitely had our eyes on our work right there. But yeah, man, it's been a fun journey so far, man. Just navigating through year 2 at the big boy level. But yeah, man, my guys did take care of business. Got out of that stadium versus South Alabama. Definitely, felt good about that one. Another one where Deke, these comebacks, man. We were up dang near 3 scores.
I saw
at
that.
one point.
You were on ESPN. Was it ESPN News or something?
We were on ESPNU. Yeah.
I saw you guys were up like 14-0 early on. I was like, they got this in the bag. Dude. Good for Moats.
Our problem is our pass rush is elite. Our secondary, in terms of the corners, we're kind of like the Steelers. If our pass rush doesn't win, you can get after us on the back end. But if our pass rush dominates like we typically do, good luck throwing the rock versus. We just keep getting a little fatigued in like the end of the third, early fourth, and teams keep having these little bit of a runs, man. Yeah, so it's a little interesting right now, man, but took care of business, man. Got another big one coming up, so yeah. Not this week, and we're on the bye this week, so I felt good. But then little man G took care of business in his flag game. He had a big-time play, too, where, it was a pick. It was about to be a pick 6 end of the half. My man chased him all the way down, dove, got the flag.
Character right there.
Oh, man, major character. Loved it.
Had to have been a proud father moment.
Oh, come on, man. I jumped about my seat for that one. I don't even get hyped when he gets the ball all the time because I'm a defensive dude. But, yeah, watching him chase the guy, I'm like, that's integrity. That's heart. You either have that or you don't. I loved it, man.
It's like that Bills guy from the Super Bowl.
Come on, man. Right? I went over there, gave him the dap, bah, 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 bah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it take a lot for Pop to get up out the seat. He got me up out the seat on that day. Dropped the umbrella and everything because I don't do the sun. I be having out the umbrella. I'm bougie, Deke. I'm bougie, all right? But, yeah, he got me up out the seat, so that was a vibe. Then did you get the score of that Dolphins game? I know the Dolphins played this week. I know they had scored 70 the week before, and they had this quarterback, Tua. He's a front runner for the MVP race, and I know they got Tyreek, and you can't guard against Mike McDaniel because, they got, like, the best coach because he's an offensive-minded coach. So I knew that was this weekend, too. I just didn't get a chance to watch that game and when it was live. I caught it on the replay, but I didn't catch what happened live. I didn't know if you caught that score. Did you catch that score?
I had no desire to tune into that game.
Oh, that's because you and TG, I thought y'all had a lot of desire on the front end of this thing. It's funny how that worked. I remember, in fact, I saw people in the chat talking about that Dolphins team coming. I was just curious, did anybody get the score of that Dolphins game? I missed it. And what did Josh do? Because I'm sure he stunk the better. He ain't even elite no more. He definitely ain't top 3. I know he ain't top 3. So I just want to know what Josh did this weekend as well,
that
bro.
One hurt right there. That one was.
I'm sorry.
That one may have been a cheap shot, but deserved at the same time.
I was just wondering, bro.
So that's fine.
It was just a question, all right? It was just a question. But yeah, man, everything was great. It was great until it wasn't. Until, I'm in the middle. We're doing a little watch party. I did a pop-up watch party for the people, Deke. It was a pop-up watch party surprise.
Like a pop-up bar.
If you got a notification on, Bob, y'all popped up on the watch party, and it was a vibe. But yeah, about midway through that watch party, man, the watch party just became sour. We're watching this game. We're like, bro, what is this, man? What is this? So, yeah, man, that's pretty much where I'm at. So if you ready to really get into this, because, yeah, we got a lot we got to really get into today, Deke.
Yeah, I don't even know how it's possible. Back to the pit and college there real quick. I don't even know how it's possible, but I think we are tanking.
Huh? Y'all get the number 1 recruit?
Yeah, I think I'm hoping it's a tank for Coach Prime type of scenario.
Oh, tank for Coach Prime.
That's what I'm thinking. Like the season might have to go a certain direction for us to officially get rid of Narduzzi.
Okay.
And then with all of our Pitt alumni network, maybe we could bundle up enough money. We bring Coach Prime over. Because you got to think, we have all those pro connections. Coach Prime's got to be cool with a lot of these Pitt guys, right?
I mean, you would think.
I would hope so. Maybe they could do some convincing,
but
wine and dine them, bring them in.
If they clean house on all of the Steelers side, then I don't know if he's going to have them same type of like connections that might be drawing them. At least with like Coach Tomlin here, he'd be like, yo, you're on one side of the building, I'm on the other side of the building. Like, yo, we going to do this together. You know what I'm saying?
No, Tomlin stays for the season. That's my take on it.
Well, Prime is not leaving during the season right now. He would have to come during the offseason.
You're right.
So if changes were going to be made, I'm just trying to figure out, you know?
I'm hoping we don't get to the point where we're seriously talking about fire Tom. I know a lot of people are seriously talking about it right now.
I feel like a lot's going to be on the table. A lot is going to be on the table right now.
I don't want that season to be happening where we're seriously talking. I can't do it. We're the Steelers. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers, goddammit. We compete for championships.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was supposed to be the so-called rebuild. First year without, like, we can't. We can't. We can't be going there. But I don't like the tape so far this season.
And it's been some weird names of combinations of who should be QB 1, 2 that's been popping up, Deke. We really got to talk. Because, man, I told you, I'm confused at times because I'm a hybrid. I'm part fan, part alumni. So I feel like at times my like analysis be a little bit just off sometimes. So I be needing you in the chat to guide me at times, man.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do think Tomlin deserves a ton of blame for all what's going on, but he absolutely lasts the season.
All right.
No, you don't get rid of Tomlin now. I think that'd be foolish.
Well, shoot then, man. If you ready, we could go ahead and start this thing up because I'm ready to dive into it today, Deke. If you got time, I got time today.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and start the show like how we always do. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comment section, and we'll start the show off with them big boy shout-outs. Yeah, because we got to dive into this one today. Y'all hit that like button on the front end, and don't forget to subscribe. We see y'all chunky in the chat as well, man. Salute you.
All right. We got Mano saying, I want to be fat and sassy.
Me too.
Tito, good vibes, a.k.a. Tito Whitaker.
Shout out.
817 Fort Worth, Texas. Tuning in.
Let's go. Shout out to Texas. Is it still shout out to Texas?
I don't know. I mean, we got Steeler fans out there.
Oh, we shouting out everywhere. I mean, because they were in attendance. They were out there.
Yeah, they were. It wasn't like the Raiders Sunday night game.
It definitely wasn't.
No shout out to Texas today. Rod Dawless, 330 Youngstown, Ohio. Share a line, baby.
Share a line.
Dominique Scott, 517 Lansing, Michigan, tuning in from the Firehouse.
Shout out to the Firehouse.
Thank you for your service.
Let's go. Absolutely, man.
We also got Leah Warren, 254.
You know she in Killeen. Ooh. Can we shout out Leah Warren on a day like today? You know where Killeen is located?
Didn't she say she was only like 3 hours away from Houston?
She did say that, man. She's Texas. Good. Oh, man. I'm sorry, good. Leah. Not today, Leah. We can't shout y'all today, Leah. I'm sorry.
Chef Buck. Maybe the best username in this chat. Yeah. Chef Buck. That's pretty damn good name. 412 Moon Township.
Shout out the Moon Township one time.
The Real Deal RC, 757 Norfolk, Virginia.
The crib.
Yorkshire T, Burntwood, UK. Greetings, Steeler Nation.
Let's go.
Victory Asher, 561, West Palm Beach.
Shout out to West Palm Beach one time for the Florida people out here, man.
Mano, 413, Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm always here.
Springfield. I like that, man. NBA. Or no. Yeah. Pro Basketball Hall of Fame, right? Or Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Is it?
Yeah, it's up in Massachusetts.
We got Chrome, 330 Youngstown, Ohio. Also, Tyron from the 330 Alliance, Ohio. Says fire everyone.
Hey, yo. I'm just loving this. I'm loving it, man. Shout out to Chilla_21. We're going to get to you in a little bit too, Chilla. He came off the top rope early. I'm like, oh, that's what we on?
I'd say that's about...
that's real.
I mean, Fire Canada is close to 100%.
Okay.
Across Steeler Nation right now. At least 95%.
All right.
I'd say Fire Tomlin, that's got to be 50% at least. 50,
okay. Because, I've definitely seen all of that. Yeah, I've seen them.
Just straight clean up house, that's got to be around 20 to 30%.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay, all right. Respect.
I'm definitely on the fire Canada train, though.
Now, it was another one that you left off. It's revolving around the quarterback. You casually left that one off. I ain't know if you missed it, but they talking about that one too, internally and externally for options. I ain't know if you seen that one or not, but yeah, I
didn't know the buzz was that high on that topic.
Usually I can't get any of this to me, but yeah, in fact, it was Canada and that one came to me first. Then it was the coach team. I'm like, oh, all right, we spicy this week. All right. And then when I seen just clean the whole house, and I even saw Mr. Rooney. Mr. Rooney been catching some straight.
I threw one at him today on the Bleacher Report stream. I did. I was like, you know what? Yeah. Tomlin deserves blame for hiring Canada, these coordinators and whatnot, but also could we throw it on Rooney because maybe he's not showing out enough money to bring someone in from the outside. Bro, it's something to throw out there.
I literally saw somebody say, is Mr. Rooney fault because he drafted Kenny Pickett for ticket sales and not because he's a good quarterback? I said, yo, how did we get to that one? I was like, yo, that's wow. And it was like, yeah, because you think about it, 7 was leaving, it was declining, the Heinz Field thing was switching over, and they needed something to get the fan base committed. So they drafted Kenny, a 5th-round quarterback in the 1st round. That's what they said. And then they said, you see what happens when a 1st-round quarterback plays a real 1st-round quarterback, talking about C.J. Stroud, and what he was able to accomplish. And they said he had his defining moment against us, but that should have been him having that defining moment with us. That's what I see. I just didn't know if you had seen that part, so I just want to make sure you was aware of it.
I didn't hear all of that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you was aware of it, bro. You know I can't even make this stuff up. I was like, God dang, Mr. Rudy, he cut my check, so you know I definitely will be tripping on Mr. Rudy, but he still
I threw it out there. I put it out there.
Yeah, but I was
like,
one of them. Woo. They said the fact that he drafted him.
I didn't have that sales. Theory, obviously.
But that's what they said. Yeah, they said it was for ticket sales. I was like, damn, bro, we drafted for sales? Like, what? They was like, yeah, he drafted that man for ticket sales, bro. Mm-hmm.
I get Kenny isn't playing his best right now, but
I just wondered, like,
let's trust the process
here.
So
you think, did that sound far-fetched
to you? We got to get Canada out of there.
Did that sound far-fetched to you, though?
What?
That they would draft somebody for ticket sales?
It seems a little extreme. I think marketing, promotion, getting the fan base hype should always be on an owner's mind.
Okay, fair enough.
Should never go over or be the main priority over winning games, and I don't think that's the case here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, okay.
I thought we legitimately thought Kenny was good. It just so happened he did come out of Pitt.
Now, why'd you say was, as in, like, what? You said you thought he was good.
No, I'm saying coming out of college, like, as to why we drafted him.
For sure. Now, I missed your statement, but apparently you had some statement and people kept bringing it up to me yesterday, and I was like, I don't know what was said, but I just wanted to talk with you on the front.
Let's hear
it. It was something with C.J. Stroud and Kenny Pickett, man. Apparently you said something in some video. I don't know. What did you say, man?
I just simply said Kenny Pickett's better than C.J. Stroud.
I ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, fair enough. Yeah, they was really trying to, like, they was like, yo, man, I can't believe what your boy Deke just said, man. He tried to say to CJ. I'm like, hold on, I don't know what he said, man.
I don't think it was that extreme of a take based off of the first 3 weeks, or even just based off of Pickett's tenure in the NFL thus far. We got to see him play a lot more games last year. I got to see a lot of good things. Second half of 2022. Obviously, first 2 weeks weren't optimal for Kenny, but then I thought that Raiders game was going to be a huge turning point. Mm-hmm. CJ Stroud, I know he's putting up a lot of numbers and whatnot, but I did think in those first 2 weeks, a good portion of them, garbage time.
Okay.
Thought he got bailed out a little bit by the Jaguars self-imploding last week. Mm-hmm. And just the fact that he's a rookie quarterback. Tomlin has a good record against rookie quarterbacks. I thought our pass rushers were going to be able to get to him way more.
Boy, that makes too.
So I just simply thought Kenny Pickett was the better quarterback in this matchup, and that was going to be advantage Steelers. But C.J. Stroud outplayed Kenny Pickett in this game. It's just the reality of the situation, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, that was.
They made it sound like you was going crazy and dunking on him.
Well, I also thought we had the advantage at literally every position group in this game.
You know, I felt the same.
I mean, seriously,
I felt really good going into this
OLine,
matchup,
receivers. I think our linebackers are better. Our D-line, edge rushers, cornerbacks, safeties. Now I have to question some of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's new information. The information continues to be handed out there to us, and that's the beauty of it. And at the end of this week, we're going to have even more info. hopefully better information. But
yeah, we're gonna win this week. You know we're gonna win this week, and we're gonna be 3-2 and on top of the AFC North.
Of course, and there'd be a whole new controversy. Of course, you know how this goes, man. But yeah. All right.
Like I feel very confident we win this week at home against the Ravens. I feel very very confident.
How they've been getting out of stadiums? It's like insane still, bro.
Who?
I'm talking about Baltimore. How they be winning? It's crazy.
I thought they smoked the Browns.
No, I'm saying they do, but I'm just saying
Well, they didn't have Deshaun Watson.
Right.
The Browns didn't have Deshaun.
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be fun though. It'll be a good one for us. I mean, it's supposed to be a good one this weekend, but either way, we will see, man. We will see. But let's hop into this thing, man. I know we got some supers already in this thing, so let's go ahead and start with it, man, as we recap the game. Or did you have any thoughts on the top of your chest you want to get off beforehand? Any opening statements, man?
Terrence S. says, I bet the win margin you recommended, though, Deke. You've been handing out L's. Trust me, I forgot to screenshot this. Maybe I'll do it after the podcast just to give you guys confirmation. But I put $150 on Steelers money line.
Respect.
And, yeah, lost it all. So I put my money where my mouth was. I was like, there's no way we're losing this game against the Texans. There's zero chance we're losing this game.
This kind of felt like that Bengals one when you lost the eyebrow.
Yeah.
It's like, how? Nothing says that we should ever lose this or even fathom the thought of losing this. And as we're watching it, and I'm like, not only are we losing it, they done messed around and put a 30. I said, well, we ain't scored 30 hard. They go, yeah, we done gave up 30 to the Texans. You remember, I forgot who it was that even gave us the prediction. And somebody put, man, it's going to be 30-something to the Texans. We like, bro, get out of here. I'll throw up.
Yeah, someone said, wait, the Texans win?
Yeah, they was like, we was going to lose to them.
I thought someone had us winning like 31-3. A lot of
people had us winning big. But I forgot who it was in the chat. They said something like, dang, man, if everybody over here picking like this, then, man, I'm definitely going to say it's the Texans winning by 30. And sure enough, they got after us, man.
I was really pumped up because I saw that Breanna Stewart won the WNBA MVP.
Shout out to Stewie, yeah.
So that bet hit, and the Pirates over on the win total hit.
Come on,
so my
man.
FanDuel account was like looking kind of decent. Like the money was up, and then I was just like, let me just throw all this money on Steelers money line. There's no way. There's no way we're not gonna win this game.
Be like that. Bro.
I think I'm down to 40.
Be like that. But the beauty is, it's context, and there is some positives. There's some negatives. Definitely some negatives. But we're gonna have another opportunity this week, so ain't no point in wallowing in it. We're ultimately gonna have to, meet this thing head on, and figure out where we going from there, baby. All right. So yeah, baby.
Just start with these supers. I mean, there's a ton that just came in.
Yeah, that works, man. Like I said, unless you had like an opening thing that was just burning at your joint. Other than that, man. Let's say I was good, man.
Yeah,
just
it's time for a shakeup.
Okay.
I've had it with this. Too much of the same. Too much of inept offensive performances. Too much of inept football. You want to talk specifically the offense? Canada's been here, the last 3 years. He's been the consistent factor in all this. It's time for a shakeup. And I'm not saying it's all on him or anything, but I don't think he's helping at this point. You see all these other young quarterbacks. We just got to see C.J. Stroud. I refuse to believe C.J. Stroud is that much better than Kenny Pickett. I think he actually has an offensive coordinator that knows what he's doing and can help him out with some schemes and whatnot. Like, they neutralized T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith with second and third string O-linemen. That's not all on C.J. Stroud. That can't be all on C.J. Stroud. So, we need a wake-up call. We need a shake-up. We need something. I don't care if Canada is the scapegoat or not, but we need to find out one way or another here, like going forward. Is it Canada? What does Kenny look like with a coordinator that actually has done some stuff in the NFL, that actually has some type of track record? We need to find out some of these things, because if we just keep Canada around, it's just... We have questions. We'll continue to have questions.
For sure.
That's where I'm at.
I like it, man. To me, man, there's a lot on the table. And I look at it, we can go one of two ways. We could either be 100% brutally honest about every situation that is at play here, or we can pick and choose what we want to be 100% brutally honest about what's at play here. And, one, it's going to get you to the answer, but it might not feel the best. It might not be what we all want to hear. But this seems more like the reality, whereas we can play the game of, nah, it can't be this, it has to be that, or it has to be this, or it's definitely that. And I just think personally that we're just going to prolong the space that we're currently in right now. And that space that we're currently in is we have a lot of talent. We're very inconsistent. We show up, but we're up and down in terms of how eager to play we are. I feel like at times we get up for games. I feel like at times we're flat for games. I think at times our players win their one-on-ones. I think at times they get whooped in one-on-ones by lesser than talent. And I think that was definitely on display this weekend. But across the board, man, it just wasn't good enough, man. It's not good enough right now. Now, do I think the changes that we might be hoping for? I don't think that it's a strong possibility that happens in season, just because when you make those type of changes, when you're talking coordinator, when you're talking quarterback, when you're talking massive, those type of pieces, or even head coach, those are big time, hey, season is done type situations. Here in Pittsburgh, they are not going to take that approach, or they haven't ever showed any type of desire to take that type of approach. So as much as, we could sit here and say, well, if you fire this guy, bench that guy, get this dude over here, now let's see where we're at. All right. Still going to be a very incomplete product because of the timing of everything, which is why we talk about the offseason and we spend all offseason talking about the different moves that we can and can't make, because you want to get everything situated before it's the season. But right now, we got questions, right? Is the coordinator legit or not? We got questions with the quarterback. Is he legit or not? Heck, we got questions with the defensive coordinator, if he's legit or not. We definitely got questions with the secondary.
Absolutely.
You might even start having questions with this D-line when you talk about Kendrick Green and company too, doing what they were doing. Yeah. O-line. Okay, we could go down the list. So it's like multiple things, but we're really like, okay, this could be something significant where we're like, you know what? It's less about this and it's more so we need new pieces here. Up top and the people that are on the field. I don't want to go that route because that's not the best route. And if we are going that route, then that is really telling me that what I was hoping for this season probably isn't attainable in any way, shape, or form. I'm hoping it's not that, though. But when we get these type of up and downs, but we're seeing it over a larger sample size, them up and downs start to look more and more like a norm versus an outlier.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
Yeah,
that is a problem, man.
Yeah, because that's you're 100% right. Because the players aren't completely there. Yeah. You're right about the inconsistency. Pickett will miss an open player, but then there's times
he'll rip it,
or he'll rip a throw, but then there's other times where receivers aren't open at all.
Yeah,
and then he has
separation.
Zero time. And so I could see Pickett having lack of trust in his O-line, having lack of trust in his receivers getting open or being in the spot at the right time. I could see all that.
100%. So that's why I'm like, I can't just.
But then you can't come out flat. Just in general, you can't come out flat like that as a team as a whole. Right. Now that goes to coaching and preparation. Yeah.
So like to me, when I look at my notes, bro, and I talk positives versus negatives, I'm like, man, I felt like we got out coached first off.
Absolutely.
I felt like that was prevalent in especially offense and defense. Special teams, we could make a case. Yeah, Miles Boykin, we need you to go ahead and get that, down inside of 10. Do what you're supposed to do. But as a whole, we got out coached offensively and defensively before we talk anything personnel related. And what do I mean by the out coaching? You brought it up perfectly, right? Man, they were able to minimize TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, and rightfully so, right? Moving the pocket, doing certain things to chip them, even utilizing Kendrick Green's strengths, right? Pulling them left, pulling them right, things like that to ultimately keep them off balance. But at the same time, I felt like they had a good feel for when we were going to try to attack them in terms of.
You're saying we're predictable on defense too.
It's football. So look at it like this, right? Anybody can say predictable. Is a dive player run inside the A-gap, Deke? Yes or no? It is, right? But if you can't stop it because my guard and my center are going to blow you off the ball, does it really matter if it's predictable? No. That's how I look at it. Everybody and their mama know TJ Watt can rush the passer. TJ Watt win that one-on-one, it don't matter. He win the 2-on-1, it don't matter, right? So it's certain parts where it's like, yeah, we're going to be predictable. Naturally, every team is going to have tendencies. Everybody's going to have some level of predictability. What I'm speaking to more so is just when the flow is a certain way. And that flow I'm speaking of is, you notice whenever we were getting ready to blitz or bring some form of pressure, that's when there's screen calls. Not only were they called at the right time, that's half of the battle, they also executed it. We called some screens. We didn't execute them the same way. But it was beautiful at times in terms of just their flow forward. And that's the coaching part where I'm like, all right, clearly up top, you saw something of a tendency from us up top. Less about, oh, man, we always run up this formation. No, because this is predetermined. So you're clearly picking up on some type of tendency. That's just good coaching on, and you tip your cap to them on that. Yeah, they're young, but shoot, just because you're a young coach doesn't mean you're not going to be a good coach. Just because you're not an offensive guru doesn't
Mika
mean that you don't
Ryan said
respect him.
he looked up to Tomlin and aspires to be like him someday.
And what is
He
Tomlin?
outclassed him.
But my thing is
yesterday.
this, though. What is Coach Tomlin? A defensive-minded coach, right?
Yeah.
So the same way we got all enamored when Sean McVay came into the league, oh, my God, has he surpassed Andy Reid? Oh, all right, cool. And then Andy got a Patrick Mahomes. We saw how that thing continues to cook. But it's just like, man, you're going to have young guys that could come in this league and have success, players and coaches-wise. We just get enamored with the offensive-minded coaches. D'Amico Ryans is a heck of a coach, though.
Well,
That's why he got the opportunity.
They
to
got
get
a
hired.
dude under the Shanahan tree doing the OC
they have
stuff.
it as well, and it does help. But as a whole, when we're speaking on just the flow of stuff, though, man, it just seemed like they had a good beat on when we were trying to attack them. And the reason why I speak more on the defensive side of that is because there's certain things as a defender that we know mentally what we're thinking. The same with certain things for offense players that they know what they thinking. But that was the part where I was just like, yo, we got to be better there. But then from there is what you brought up, one-on-one matchups. In the NFL, man, coaching matters, yes. 100% it matters. But from a player's perspective, if this is a pie chart and we're talking about, hey, man, my play mattering versus my position coach versus my coordinator versus head coach, man, realistically, 90% of it we feel is on us as players. Because the route tree, are there 100 routes to run deep? Realistically, right? You play Madden. Not even a trick question, right? You play Madden.
I'd say there's, 15 routes?
15 routes, realistically, right? Is there any other thing than those 15 just routes? Without you getting stupid and starting.
You could put your own twist on all of them, but yeah.
But as a whole,
you got your post, corner, drag, zig route, slant, wheel route.
So if you call
in, out.
So 30 pass plays a game, you might have to repeat some pass plays, right? Over time, it's going to be the same type of calls. And I'm not saying
I'm more predictable than Canada on Madden.
But what I'm saying is this though, right? Are you ready? But what I'm saying is this though, right? On Madden, does your guy win the one-on-one? If it's a post route, does your guy create separation?
I'm flipping out if they don't.
Now, why is that? Because your expectation is you're better than that guy, right? It doesn't matter if you're calling a go route. If my guy is better than your guy, this go route is going to work. Is it not?
If he's faster.
I literally saw
he's got a better ability.
Stephon Diggs had 160-something receive yard, 2 tutties. He went stupid up there versus them boys, running stop routes and overs. Is that anything immaculate? Is that anything sexy? No. But it's a guy that's winning a one-on-one. It's a matchup thing. And at times when we look at the guys that we are counting on to consistently win our matchups, O-line, running backs, quarterbacks, receivers, flip side to the defense, there are multiple times where we are not consistently doing that. And that, to me, is the bigger issue because we're going to bring in whoever we want to bring in, and they're going to scheme up some dope stuff. But, Deke, I'm telling you from experience, if we have to scheme up every single play for our receivers to get separation, if we got to scheme up every single play for us to protect up front, bro, we don't have the personnel of a good team. Because you are supposed to have people that can win one-on-ones and do it consistently. My time here in Pittsburgh, we had them people that could consistently win one-on-ones. We won a ton of games. My time in Buffalo, we did not have the personnel to consistently win one-on-ones. We lost a ton of games. You know what we did in Buffalo? We started pointing fingers at coaches, coordinators, and everybody else. I'm just telling you from personal experience. If we don't have the personnel that's in-house to win one-on-ones, and right now there are legitimate questions about that, we are going to have serious issues, man.
Sure. There's no doubt the Texans wanted it more this game. Outside of, I would say those two series coming out of the second half, our defense looked good, our offense was moving the ball.
We had
Outside
a nice
of that,
flow with the field goal and everything.
75-80% of the time, the Texans just wanted that game more. Our effort, our physicality, all that was just not there. So yes, the players do need to get better. The coaching needs to get better. The preparation, all that stuff.
It's across the board.
I guess what I'm saying is, we've seen this track record with the offense though for how long. If we could get some form of help from someone else, like that's all I'm asking for. A shake up, because we're not responding to this coaching anymore.
Are we responding to this quarterback? I'm dead serious, bro. I'm on both of them, coach and quarterback, because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to hear you talk about Canada and I'm going to agree with you. But then I'm also going to say what has been the common factor for Canada. What were your quarterbacks during that time? Not the personal feelings, just as a whole, what was Ben viewed as during that time? And we still have big questions about Kenny right now. Questions during Mitch during that time frame. You talk about that same offensive line. So I'm like, the same stuff I'm about to throw on him, I'm about to throw on Kenny. But either way, I think both of them need some time out right now, man.
What do you mean?
I think they both need some time out. I think they both need some soul searching.
What are you calling for?
I'm just simply saying what I'm saying right there. Now, I know for a lot of fans in media, y'all want like the crazy man, fire this dude and this and that. That's not how I look at it, because right now we're in season. And does firing these dudes help me win this week versus Baltimore? Absolutely not. It doesn't. But there are definitely things that I'm looking at, even with Matt Canada, in terms of just the mindset. Prime example, we all know, play when Kenny got hurt. We could talk about the 4th and 1. My thing is this. You ran the ball successfully back-to-back with Najee Harris. You finally got it to a short yardage situation, and you call a gunplay. That was my issue, because we've seen a tried-and-true method league-wide in terms of the QB sneak with the tush-push, right? Philadelphia has done it. We've seen multiple teams flirt with it. Anytime you call something other than that in short yardage situation, if it is not successful, we are going to criticize that. That, to me, is one of the big things where I'm just like, why? What is the purpose of it? What is the thought process behind it? I just don't like that type of stuff.
That was the first time I ever wanted us to kick a field goal right there.
Yeah.
One score game. Have a ton of momentum on defense.
Then I think of the flow for Canada, because I know people get enamored with calls. I don't care about that. Man, look at it. It's basic. It's raunchy. Yeah, when the one-on-one is not basic. But my issue is when they running this rock and we're having success running it, and it's like you abandon it. You stop doing it. And it's like, man, we were moving the ball because they decided to play nickel defense versus us. And they's like, yo, if you going to sit here and throw this rock, man, we ready for it. But we don't think y'all really going to commit to running the ball. And we didn't. But that's the part for me. I'm just like, bro, why are we waiting on that, man? Commit to it. Run to it. They're not stopping it right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good feel.
Yeah.
I question if he knows how to use personnel either, because we could talk about his track record here with Ben, with Mitch, and now up to Kenny. I don't know, man. Like with Ben, why are we running Ben under center? Why are we running the offense this way? That just literally didn't make any sense.
I said, man.
Didn't make any sense. And then we're seeing with Mitch, I'm trying to even think. That offense was just a mess last year with Mitch. I'm trying to
Did we give him a chance,
what was going on there.
We really ain't give him a chance. Let's be real. If we're going to call a spade, we ain't give him a chance.
Who, Mitch?
Yeah, it was no chance for Mitch. The mindset from the time Mitch got here was, bro, once we picked up Kenny, it was, man, you're holding Kenny's spot. There was zero support for him. Or if it was support, it was very minimal.
I think it literally, and I've been saying this every time the Mitch scenario has been brought up, I just think he wasn't doing anything for us to win us games, and we drafted this rookie quarterback in the first round. I thought he could do as good as Mitch, and we get to see more upside. We get to see how the season plays out with him, see some development. Put him in then. Just put him in. Like, what are we waiting for?
But this is the issue now, because I still do feel like because he was out there a little early, now we got a lot larger sample size of more negative than positive. So now when we talk Kenny and we're like, hey, man, be patient. Hey, yeah, we got time with Kenny. It's just year 2. He only has started 17. He's only played 17 games. It don't feel like that because we got a chance to see it early last year. We saw it, week 4 last year. Maybe even earlier than that. It might have been week 3. But it doesn't feel good right now because I'm like, I've seen you throw picks before. I've seen you look not confident before. I've seen now that whenever there's anything in front, regardless if it's protected or not, your first reaction is to bail out the back. And it low-key got you hurt. Like, I look at that and I'm just like, dang, this sucks. But I can't not look at it because we didn't see all that sample size from last year. Even though he was young, it was a lot of nonsense going on with everything. We can't unsee that. So now I'm like, are we about to waste time continuing to beat our head to see if he is something different? Or is he not even Kirk Cousins? Is he not even Jimmy G? Is he not even Ryan Tannehill? I don't know.
I thought he looked legit second half of the season.
To an extent, yeah. But what was that second half of the season? Because in all of those games, we said similar things of it looked more like manage, get hot at the end. Yeah.
We're running the ball a lot. Yeah.
If he wasn't here in Pittsburgh, people would call that game managing, though.
Yeah, we were winning games. And I thought I was fine with that being the strategy this year. I could care less.
But we got away from that, though.
Well, yeah, I think the personnel, to your point, I think the O-line's way worse than what we thought. And I just don't know if Canada's got it, man. Just in general, to bring the best potential out of this team. That's where I'm at.
Could be legit, bro.
Could he call what he did last year, second half of last year, the run play, the game management stuff? But to take this thing to next level, get the full potential out of Kenny, and I don't know if it's there.
Now, I also look at Kenny's situation. I say, man, you don't have your best route runner, the guy that creates instant separation, Deontay Johnson. So am I surprised that you're having a little bit more difficulty because those receivers aren't route runners? No, I'm not all the way surprised, but we know the expectation was what? We got George Pickens. He's always open. Just throw it up. We got Calvin Austin. He's fast. Just throw it up. It's not always like that, though, man. But we'll be all right, though, man. We're going to be straight. We're going to be straight.
I would just love to see, like I said, one of these offensive gurus.
Somebody, yeah.
In our system, and just to see what it looks like. Because even with us not having Deontay Johnson, we still have talent. You can't tell me, even though they have Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and Robert, they're not that much better than the receivers we got. We also got a Pat Freiermuth.
The style is different, though.
We got a Najee Harris, Jalen Warren.
Think about the style of receivers, though, that we were seeing with Tank Dell, Robert was and Nico Collins. They were running nice routes, getting really good separation at times. I know for a fact there were multiple plays I looked at our receivers, and the route that they ran, Deke, there was nothing about it that made anybody feel like threatened or anything. It's just like, is this a lazy route? Like, I don't know what you're trying to do here. But that's not the first time that's been brought up either. We kind of just brush it to the side because we like certain players and stuff like that. But it's like, I look at some of these routes, I'm looking at a slant or an in or whatever that route was supposed to be, and Shaq Griffin come over there and get the PBU. Everybody's like, it's like, no, that's a lazy route, bro. I look at Calvin running an out route, and I'm like, you didn't give this dude any type of head fake inside, nothing to move him. He's just sitting here. But hey, you fast, though. But he can run routes. Y'all told me that. Y'all said he can run routes. It's like, y'all, they not detailing nothing, man. As a defender, I'm just looking like, bro, yes, Canada he definitely got some stuff going on with him. Yes, Kenny got some stuff, O-line got some stuff, but I'm like, yo, we not detailing it across the board, man.
Oh, man, we need a shake-up.
That's why I said I was open to everything, man. I don't know how in-depth they going to get with it. Coach T did say change. He's open to it.
They're not going to do that.
Because it's certain things you physically, like, you just can't do while still trying to maintain the message of we're competing each and every week. Because realistically, D, you already said it. They win this week. What does that mean for us in the division?
Burst.
You see what I'm saying? You'll have everything still on the table. Sitting at 3-2. But if you blow it up and do something reckless right here, you don't even get the chance to even entertain that type of stuff.
Here's my problem, though. Blow it up, do something reckless. I don't think blowing up this offense is reckless at all.
It is reckless in the sense of right now, you look at it as it can't get any worse. That's how you look at it, and that's how a lot of Nation looks at it.
I mean, it's like last in all these stats, rankings, and whatnot.
If we're talking statistics, yes, but what are statistics specifically looking for? They don't care about game flow. They don't care about what gives you the best chance to win. They're just simply saying compare your offense to every single offense in the league. Now, are every single team the same? Does every single team play a style of offense or a style of football like we play? No. But if you only focus on that, we talked about that last year. If we focus on the stat that we need to score points or we need to just get this accomplished, then that's going to take the flow of how we're winning games out of it.
Yeah, but we were running the ball good. We were actually doing stuff good on offense. Defense was playing better too.
I would agree.
But like, I don't know what we're holding back for at this point.
I'm with you, man.
I don't know what the big reveal is here.
I'm with you.
Like it just feels like this is what it is. Now, if we want to go back to like pounding the ball and whatnot, fine. Let's lock in on that. But we got to play way better defense, and the defense is terrible.
Could I ask you a question though? Because we are gonna get to these supers too, man. But if the execution is slightly better on offense, does that change the dynamic? Because maybe you're looking at an additional 14 points, right? We had a Connor Hayward situation. We had a Calvin Austin situation, right? If the ball is, instead of back shoulder, if it's more front shoulder, Calvin's running into it, maybe it's a catch and a foot race, right? Make a case.
I think that was a fool's decision, to be honest.
Either way.
That should have been a Pickens type of throw. Because I didn't think the throw was that bad. It's just Calvin Austin's 5'7", you know. And
where was the ball at?
Like Calvin was in position to get it.
The ball was behind him.
He was just tiny. I didn't think it was by that much. I think it was like if you had a Claypool. Now Claypool would have fallen away, but if you had a Pickens is right there, box the dude out. I think the problem was that safety was coming from the other side.
Yeah, I looked at it as.
So I thought he was keeping it away from that guy.
I like you laying in because he is in front of both of them dudes, and he's very fast. Steven Nelson came backside and got that thing, man.
All right, so what were we saying about that?
But then the other throw I looked at was the Connor Hayward back of the corner end zone.
Yeah, he missed that.
I mean, realistically, those are at least one was guaranteed touchdown. Another is an explosive play potentially. I just simply say to myself, man, the field feels drastically different if those two plays are made. But when we talk about execution in the game of inches, those two plays not being made has us feeling way different about this offense, about how many points we score, about the explosiveness of it, everything. But those are literally just two small things that we're talking about, right? Heck, even if he doesn't throw to Calvin Austin, now you don't have the turnover there, right? So
it didn't matter. That was a punt anyway. We might have went 3 and out or something.
It did
anyway.
matter in terms of the feel for it. It definitely did. We ain't gonna act like we ain't feel like, God dang, and it was Steven Nelson. So when I think of those things, I'm just like, man, we've talked about this every week too, though. The little things. So that's why, like, when we say, man, where do we go? What do we do? Does it have to be big? I still personally feel like it's little 1, 2 here or there, and the flow and the feel for what we are seeing would feel drastically different, man. But you don't get redos on Sunday, man. And that's the other unfortunate part.
No. But the thing we've been seeing too consistently over the last however many years is our team's coming out flat like this in certain games.
I would agree.
Flat, not responding.
Came out overconfident. You finally had a matchup where you didn't have to feel like your back was against the wall. That's when we talk out coach, when we talk Coach Tomlin, that's the criticism. That's a Tomlin thing.
That's the question, too.
Yeah.
Could it be the overconfidence? We overlooked the team.
Yeah.
Just chalk it up to a Tomlin loss? All right. If that's the outlier, fine. The problem is this is, at least as an offense, this has been 75% of the season thus far.
Yeah.
Now, we did go 2-2. We beat the Browns and everything. But as an offense, we've been seeing this report or this work being put out there thus far in 2023 75% of the time.
Yeah.
We can't do that. And we've been seeing it too many times over the recent years as well.
I'm with you. So that's when I say the Coach Tomlin part, it starts with him because he is the one that sends that message down, right? It's on you to get your team up. It's on you to get your team motivated. Even though I don't feel like as a grown man you need to be motivated to come out here to play, I get it. That does fall on him. When we talk about some of the decisions of coaching it versus allowing it, right? You said you've been seeing the same thing happen over and over throughout, this year since Canada's come on. I say the same thing.
That's what I'm on. Are we responding or are we buying in? What's going on here?
But wait a minute. I look at it like this also. Coaching it or allowing it. So you're either cool with what the coach is saying, and it's on this player he's not capable of doing it, or this player is talented but this coach is a bad coach. If it's one or the other, make a decision on it.
Right.
Now, if it's this player, though, pull the trigger on that player. Don't just save his feelings because he's the fan favorite, because that could also be the common denominator. And that's my whole thing. I can't definitively say it's one or the other. And that's the part that I don't like, because as much as we're going to bring up 7 in his last year was not 7. That was not the 7 that I do.
I disagree.
And that's fine.
He was held back by Canada.
And that's fine. Whatever we can say, that's cool. I'm just going off what I saw. What I saw was not the version that I'm accustomed to see. When I look at Kenny, I'm like, has Kenny given me any reason to feel like he's a world beater just yet? Has Mitch given me any reason just yet? So I'm like, has it been the tools that you've been using? I don't know either. But you're constant, right? You've been here. I don't know. But that's why I'm just like, lump them together. If I can't figure out which one it is, I'm putting them both in the same boat.
Well, Canada has been the constant. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the call you make for the shakeup.
They both have been constant, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Who?
Kenny. What? Ben, Kenny, Mitch. Has any of them three? I know for you've all. Well, it's hard to have that with you because you viewed Kenny as top 3 before the season even started. So your perception.
He has. I'm being honest. He hasn't been playing. Yeah, he hasn't been playing good. Yeah. I'm being straight up with you. But I've seen enough good things from Kenny to just. I mean, at least keep letting it play out. Like I've seen enough good things from him.
So that was the part at the beginning when I was like, we could either be 100% brutal, or we could do it some way, like a little parts of it. Because if we being real, you've had way harder stances on quarterbacks in this league with further and less sample sizes. But with Kenny, man, you are the most patient, compassionate, man, it's going to get better type of dude. Like, it's crazy, especially based on what we have seen just from him as a pro.
Well, like I said, I thought last year he did pretty solid for us to help turn that team around, get us on the play. Like,
yeah,
he legitimately did stuff last year as a pro.
I would agree, bro.
Legitimately did stuff. So yeah, I was expecting a year 2 jump. Hasn't played out the way I expected, but the constant of these inept offenses has been the offensive coordinator. So I want to see then. This is what I want to see. What does Kenny in this offense look like behind someone else?
Wouldn't that waste another coordinator? Because we're going to bring in another coordinator, and if it's the same Kenny, we're going to say, nope, it can't be Kenny. It's got to be the coordinator. It's got to be. If we go, how many coordinators have we fired in the past 5 years, Deke? Think about that, man. You know we go coordinator every single time. We fired Todd Haley. Now people want Todd Haley back. Was Todd Haley ever bad? We got rid of Randy Fichtner. Y'all said it can't get no worse than Fichtner. Now we got Canada. Y'all ready to get rid of Canada? It's like, bro, we keep going down that list. We talked about that too. That's why I'm just like, bro, I don't know what. Yeah.
Something's got to change. Like, I mean.
Yeah.
No?
No, I mean, it do. It do. We'll get to it, though. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Because there still is multiple ways that we still going to be winning and finding ways to win. So it ain't going to matter. We still going to be winning this season. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be 3-2 at the bye.
That's my thing. Yeah, it ain't like we about to just not be winning.
But again, I don't want to keep going through this cycle, though, of, okay, we get to 3-2 the bye, top of AFC North.
Yes.
And then we go out to LA and absolutely lay an egg and look like we did this game and in the Browns game and in the 49ers game again. But then we win the next week.
I'm with you, bro.
And it's 3-3. We can't be doing this anymore. We can't be doing this.
That's a middle of the pack team. That's what middle of the pack teams do. You win a couple, you might get high, get an upset, but then you'll drop it. You know, you'll get blown out by a team. You'll have a stinker versus another team. Then you'll surprise, win another one, get a little good feel. But yeah, that's that middle of the pack. That's that. When you talk inconsistent, that's what inconsistent teams look like, man.
All right, first super here. Ramsey Saleh, y'all need to apologize to Najee right now. Cut KPA. He missed a touchdown, especially the one to Connor, and fire Matt Canada. Tomlin should be on the hot seat. Just awful.
You want to hit that first?
Apologize to Najee. I did create an apology form for him.
You did?
Yeah.
Salute it.
Yeah, he played
did
good.
Well, man.
100 total yards. Pretty much the only good player, I'd say, on offense and defense from yesterday.
Yeah.
Obviously, Boswell did good, but I mean,
Keanu,
really,
Keanu. I thought Keanu been. He
right,
has some moments.
I mean, yeah, sure, but yeah, Najee played good.
You don't like them non-sexy positions, man. That man Keanu.
I just thought D-line as a whole was bad. And
I ain't say
secondary.
I ain't say the whole D-line. I said Keanu.
Yeah.
Just specifically Keanu, man.
Fine.
Yeah. Cause it won't a lot of prettiness. I'm with you, Deke. It was not a lot of pretty out there, man.
I mean, Tomlin deserves blame. I don't think it'd be wise to fire him right now. Let's see how the season plays out, and then I think you could talk about hot seat. I think he deserves at least that benefit of the doubt because this season, going forward, it is a lot on him.
Yes.
These are his guys at coordinator. These are all his draft picks, the personnel and everything. He's working with Omar on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. But I mean, I'm with the fire Canada thing.
Yeah.
We need a shakeup. We need players responding to something.
Yeah, I looked at it like this, man. In terms of Nas, I thought he did play well. I wish they would have stuck with him more. And it was because of, like I said, the Texans deciding to play that nickel package versus him. Typically, teams aren't doing that. Typically, teams will walk down in that box or blitz it every single time. But it was good that they weren't doing that. So, yeah, Najee May did what he was supposed to. I would love to have seen him get more opportunities out there, man. And on the flip side, Jalen Wayne got to hold on to the ball. Period. Yeah. You cannot put that ball on the ground. If you know him, you know that's been something that he's dealt with at times. You can't put the ball on the ground. The same way we talked about Jalen wanting to get more opportunities, man, this is a week to week thing, man. So, yeah, when you start putting that ball on the ground, it does make you be like, you know what? I don't know if you're ready for that. But I do like the fact that Coach did stick with him because he did have some more moments, and that's the other part. But as a whole, man, Najee looked good yesterday, man. So I was definitely happy for that man right there. But yeah, in terms of firing everybody, like I said, if we're trying to keep the season competitive and keep fighting through, I suggest we don't fire. But if we just trying to say F it and just, push the little red button, then yeah, fire who you want to fire. So yeah. We did have a couple that came in before Ramsey. I wanted to get them real quick. AJ Martinez, he says, Najee Harris, first back-to-back 2,000-yard rusher since Barry Sanders. Najee, congrats on getting paid in Detroit. I will be supporting that. I will be sporting that Naj jersey. He said he going to them Lions. Dog, that's crazy. He ain't going there, man. We got some more mileage out of him right now. All right, Skydiving Heck says, Texans humbled me. Texans humbled me where I have to change expectations for this team. I see a mid team with a couple of great players. Also, there will be no changes and Matt Canada will still be here for Ravens week. It's a strong possibility you're right with that perception right there, man. Strong possibility. He also says, need a new OC to see who Kenny can really be. If Kenny don't pan out this year, there's too many good QBs in this draft to pass up. And I'm a KP8 guy. All right, now we done caught it all up. All right, should be red, I think it is, right?
Yeah. This is Yo, Deke, I thought we were back after one game, LMAO. We were.
And we still can be.
We were back, and then we hit the reverse button.
Man, sometimes progression isn't linear. Sometimes you take 3 steps forward, take a step back, 2 steps forward, take 2 steps back. Hey, man, the big thing is we got to stay constant in motion. If we just pull the plug, that's us essentially quitting on it. That's essentially saying we're tired of, the up and down. We don't want to do this anymore. We don't want to fight. And that's cool. But as you can see, man, everybody has to do it every single week. I'm sure the Chiefs thought they was going to win by 30 last night. You saw what that game looked like. Got real interesting. All right. Multiple teams go through this type of stuff, man. But the difference is the teams that are able to stick with the rally and ultimately correct the issues are the ones that are able to keep winning. And the ones that don't, they're the ones that fall by the wayside. So we can decide which one we're going to be, though.
Let's go, UW. The Steelers players and execution was very poor, obviously, but the Texans coaching staff did circles around Mike Tomlin, Canada, and Terrell Austin. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh has been out-schemed way too often.
Yeah, I always find it interesting, just those type of statements at the end. Out-scheme way too often. Who puts the, limit on what is too often versus not enough versus
it has been too often recently, I think.
I just be trying to figure it out, man, because it's like a broad statement. It's just like it's too often. All right, cool.
Yeah, these blowouts have been happening way too often recently.
Because I look at it like this, right? If we say these blowouts are happening too often, and we're like, yo, that's a fireable offense. Why don't we hold the players to the same standard though? When we see players make the same mistakes over and over, we don't say that's a fireable offense. Get them out of there.
Yeah, some of these teams are broken. We've had, but I mean. It's tough.
I'm speaking on this team right now, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about these blowouts that we've seen, the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm talking. Like this has been happening too recently.
Tomlin games, yes. Was this considered a Tomlin game? Let's be real. Was our team good enough to be viewed as this being a Tomlin game? Yes or no?
That's what I'm saying. I hope so, but the way the offense has been looking, like this is 75% of the time thus far this season. That's my thing.
So it's like an expectation then.
The offense needs to be better than this.
100% they got to be better. But we've been saying that. So I'm with you. They got to be better.
No, but I wouldn't even say, like, dude, getting blown out. I mean, Ben brought us back in that Vikings game. Getting blown out like 28-0 in that game. Getting blown out by the Chiefs. That I think it was the same year, right?
Playoffs, yeah.
Blown out by the Bengals. I don't know. It's 6 times. The Alex Kozora stat is out there. But I don't know if those weren't necessarily Tomlin loss. I thought those were just in the flow of the season type of losses, and wow, this just literally came out of nowhere.
I'm more surprised about this Texans one than I am about that Bengals one or that Chiefs one. And you look at how both of them teams have ended the seasons on back-to-back occasions after they did what they did to us. Those were good football teams. Regardless of what we might have wanted to feel going into it, you can't say they're not a good football team when both of those teams did what they did those seasons.
I think that the one was Ben's last year. I think we got it to like close to 500. We were rolling, and all this. We just laid an egg. I mean, we only finished that season with one less loss than the Bengals.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. But we saw how the Bengals finished the season. So when I think of that, regardless of what we're talking right now, they still ended at a spot that tells me that was a good football team.
But these are blowout losses. Another one was last year against the Bills. Another one last year, Eagles. But like, dude, these are losses. It's just like it's over in like 2.5 quarters. You know what I mean? Like we're down 20, 30 points.
You brought up, what were the 2 teams you said?
Bills and Eagles.
How were they last year? Were they good teams last year or were they bad teams last year?
Yeah, but we shouldn't be that bad is what I'm saying.
Well, that's a personal feeling. I look at it like those teams, one was in the Super Bowl and the other one had legitimate Super Bowl aspirations, and we looked at it as, dang, y'all kind of fell short because y'all lost in the division round. Did we even make the playoffs last year, Deke?
Should have.
Once again, that's a personal perception. But we didn't, right? So for us to act as if it's so far-fetched that those 2 teams had a lot more success against us in stadium, it's like, man, they were better teams than us last year. Or at least they played more consistently for, the amount of games they had. We lack consistency, man.
We got talent. But this is the thing, though. When you got a team like the Texans that has a lot less talent than us, I thought
it depends on how you look at it.
Again, I thought we were better in every facet of them going into this game.
C.J. Stroud and say he's hands down better than Kenny Pickett, and thought that prior to the game ever taking place, man. It's people that looked at how C.J. played against Georgia in the Natty, or in the semifinals, and they're like, yeah, Kenny could have never done that. So
I think that's a little bit hindsight 2020 to say he's way better than Pickett right now.
I'm just saying, it's people that feel, man, those people that wanted to tank. There's people that wanted to tank for a guy like a CJ.
Yeah, but still, again, on paper, like 80% of our team was better than the Texans.
It should have been. I agree, especially in the trenches. Especially in the trenches, bro.
They outplayed. I think this is like my whole point, but they outplayed us. So no matter how bad or how much lesser of our team compared to the Bills or the Eagles or maybe some of the other teams in the past were,
this was the one for me.
It can't be that bad. It shouldn't be that bad, that consistently.
100% was a bad performance, man.
Especially because there have been certain teams that have lacked the talent. Like that final Ben year, our rush defense was terrible. Our defense was terrible in general.
Low key though, I feel like you don't respect the Texans, and that's why it has you feeling like this. You like Tank Dell? Can we make a case that Tank Dell's a better receiver right now than Calvin Austin?
I'm just seeing better coaching then. Okay. Like that's what I'm seeing. Like there's no reason for the Texans to beat us that bad.
Fair. But you see how we bring up a specific player versus player, and your reaction is coach. I just simply talked about Tank Dell versus Calvin Austin right now. Nico Collins versus George Pickens right now. Who was playing better?
Going into the game, Pickens. I'd take Pickens.
Going in, fair.
Yeah, okay, I would take Pickens as the top guy, and then you have a Freiermuth, Allen Robinson, Robert Woods, Wash, whatever. Okay, then they maybe have the better second receiver.
Okay,
fine.
So we feel like they had potentially the better receiver.
That's one, but like I'm talking whole receiving core, offensive weapons. We should have the advantage.
I just think of this whole thing of we don't look at their players and think they're good. But we think of our players and we are like, yo, he's got to be even better because he plays here.
Well, our defense might be bad too, because that's the other thing. The receivers aren't going up against each other.
That's definitely the case.
Yeah,
maybe our receivers will look better versus our DB. Is that what you? Don't do that, Deke. Oh, Deke, you did that too. Deke,
I don't know, man.
Don't you do that? Shh. You said
Levi Wallace and Pat P stuff's happening too often.
Don't you do that, man. Don't you do that, man. Don't you?
I thought they were gonna be way better.
Don't you do that to us, man. I thought we were too on the back end.
Just hasn't been there. Levi Wallace is around too many chunk plays. Pat P gets cooked for the dagger at the end.
And usually what's happened differently these first 3 weeks is we've had a pick or something to make us feel better. We're like, hey, we got a pick, so it doesn't matter. This week we did not have that. We couldn't just say, well, we got a pick, so it doesn't matter that Nico Collins got 168 receiving yards. We all right. We got a pick. That wasn't the case. But once again, when we were talking about that in prior weeks, this is some of the stuff, though. It's like we can run from it or make an excuse for it, or we could be real about it. This wasn't the first week that we've seen our DB struggle to cover receivers, is it not? This wasn't the first week of that. But we've told ourselves every excuse in the book coming into these matchups, man. But right here is one of the ones where you really got to start questioning. Is Tank Dell and Nico Collins on that level? Is Robert Woods, did he rewind the clock a little bit?
They're supposed to be worse. They're supposed to be worse than all the receivers we went up against the first 3 weeks.
They were. I swear. Deke, I was in here with you. You know I was in here. You know I was heavy on it.
Yeah, man. So the Texans might actually be decent.
On, bro. You know I was heavy.
That's fine, but still, it doesn't excuse how we came out.
Yeah.
It's different, too. If, the game started how it started. Yeah. We should have had a better second half. Yeah. We should have had more fight. Like, what if it would have went to overtime or something? If we lose that way, at least you're feeling better in terms of like, we made these adjustments. This team got fight. This team got that type of mentality. Yeah. Now, I do think we should have kicked that field goal there on 4th and 1 to just extend the game.
Yes.
Make it one score. Defense had momentum, but it shouldn't all just come down to that call, whether 100%. Or not we go for it or not.
100%. But on Matt Canada, he has to make a better call, a better decision. If you're going to call it and you're going to do that, if you're not going to run that QB sneak, you better make sure this is going to work, man.
Well, that's the question. Yeah. How does this work? Tomlin obviously says we're going for it.
Yeah.
Does he give all that to Canada and just say, hey, give us a call?
But this is my other issue, though, Deke. If I'm being fully transparent, the call wasn't terrible. You had 2 open receivers. You had, I believe it was Connor Hayward underneath
if he would have stepped up in the pocket, yeah.
So, once again, is that bad coordinator or is that bad execution? And as much as I would love to just simplify it and say it was on Canada, I'm like, I can't simplify it because I'm looking at open guys. So that's why I'm drawing back to saying, okay, is that on Kenny? Because if Kenny steps up, it's 2 dudes. One is short, one is a deep dagger part. But either way, you're going to pick this up and feel great. But instead, we get him bailing out. He gets hurt. And now we over here scratching our head talking about how terrible of a decision it is. But these are my issues, man. That's why I'm like, I don't know who it is, which one it is. That's why I'm like, maybe it's both. I don't know.
Alex Mathis, if your last name isn't Watt, Highsmith, or Fitzpatrick, put them on the trade block. Ooh. I'm sick of our Steelers getting murdered.
On the trade block. You feel like that too about everybody other than them?
No, I just want to get rid of Canada, I think.
Put them all in there, man. He's in it with them. They all in it together. That's all. Hey.
Yeah, just get rid of Canada. That's give us a shake-up. Give us something. Then we can find out more. We can find out more information. Troy Mason Jr. Kenny's not the answer. Canada should have been fired. Pat P and Levi are trash. I was in the building. I was so embarrassed. WTF.
That was not pretty, man. It was 100% not pretty, man. We gonna get at least to figure out. Well, because with Kenny right now, he'll probably be out this week? Because they're saying
he might play.
Oh, all right.
He was walking around today.
All right then. Say less then, because I know they said it wasn't season ending. I did see that from Rappaport, but yeah.
Right, that was
MCL and meniscus, right? That's what they're targeting?
The initial report. Yeah, not an ACL or anything. They're thinking it's just going to be several weeks.
And they said he was limping with a brace on or walking with a brace on or something like that?
People were saying he's got a chance to play this week. That's what I saw. He was walking around. He's got a chance to play.
Who said he has a chance to play?
One of our newspaper writers.
All right.
I forget who it was. Tribune Review or Post Gazette. Someone on Twitter.
Yeah, I had no clue. I was just praying that it wasn't surgery. I'm like, yo, please don't be that. I wasn't sure, but he grabbed it, the knee, and it had me like, I hate that.
Yeah, it didn't look bad, but obviously his knee got twisted.
Yeah. So hopefully for him, he will get an opportunity this week. And I say that in all seriousness because as a player who's been a part of teams where you're constantly making changes at the quarterback, at the coordinator spot, I'm telling you firsthand, that is the fast track for destroying your season. That is the fast track. So I need him out there.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like you're going with Kenny.
I need them to be building together. I don't have time for him to not be there. Now Mitch or Mason or something happens in here. They find a way to win. And now we over here playing the game. Well, who should be the quarterback this week? Should we do the song game then? Like, no, we ain't got time for that, man. Kenny's the quarterback. So if he's healthy, he needs to be out there. Matt Canada's the coordinator. They need to get on the same page, man. Y'all are in this bed together until the season ends. After that, man, we figure it out. But right now, y'all are in this thing together. We ain't got time for this. All right, you do that versus that because it will get a lot worse. Tell you from experience, man. So that's my only thing. I'm just like, bro, let's make sure if he's healthy, and only if he's healthy. I don't want him out there if he's not healthy because that's also not going to benefit him. Because they're going to hold him to the standard of him being healthy, even if he's not healthy. And we all know what that's going to ultimately create.
Sometimes that could help you being out there. A little hurt, though.
Sometimes. Some people play better when they get to come off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Got a little leak in oil a little bit.
Yeah, we got Suji McClain saying it was Dulac.
Shout out to Dulac, man. One time for the coaching, man.
Hold on. There was someone else that wrote something. Paul St. Louis says Jerry Dulac said it's not determined if KP misses time.
Okay.
R Barley 18. Hashtag Deke knows Madden. Hashtag Deke don't know ball.
Deke no ball.
Hashtag Madden is not ball. Hashtag without Google Deke. What's a cover 7? Hashtag Kenny stink it.
Listen, man. Deke no ball. And Madden is a variation of ball. It's just like it's less consequences with Madden. That's the only difference, man. Because, I be seeing how people I be playing online. Deke Cat tried to run cover 0. It's like midfield. I'm like, bro, you reckless. You know what this is? Like, you sure you want to do this? But you know how it go, man. But, that's mad.
If you get the right glitch blitz, it'll work.
Low key. And
press the receivers.
I quote what you were saying about the wheel route with the running back, bro.
I don't know. They just don't want to cover it.
I literally run it with James Cook, and they have no answer for this play. It's the stupidest play. I hate that it works. But it is definitely, I feel like it's a cheap play, bro.
I'm sure it is.
It's stupid, bro. It is stupid.
Jonathan Stevens, time to heat up Tomlin's seat. Love everything he's done for us, but he's the guy who has kept Canada in a job and has no playoff wins since 2016.
100%, man. When we talk legitimate criticism of Coach Tomlin, it does start there because he had to greenlight it. That's his staff. 100%. There is no excuse for that. And as long as we have questions about the offense and how it looks, yes, that does fall back on Coach Tomlin. I'm not over here ever absolving anybody. I just try to make sure that we pointed in the right direction. That's all. And that right there is on him. That's a him decision.
Yeah, I still think he's a fine coach. It's just too much of the same stuff has been happening. Yeah. You're the head guy.
Right.
Something's got to give here.
Okay.
One way or another.
That's how it's
true. And sometimes stuff gets stale. I'm not calling for this, but if there ever is an out for Tomlin within the Steelers organization, it'd be like the Andy Reid with the Eagles. Yeah. It's like we know Andy Reid's a good coach. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just time. And the Eagles and the Chiefs, exactly. Yeah. It worked out for both sides.
Who do you think has worked out better for?
Okay, Eagles went to 2-1-1. Chiefs, they got Mahomes, though. So
they got Hurts in Philly. What you mean? And they had Wentz. Those are two franchise caliber quarterbacks.
It worked. It worked out really good for both. But the Eagles, just because of the success they've had with Reid.
For sure.
Let's go, UW. At what point do we start pointing fingers at Tomlin and Rooney? They are, at the end of the day, the two who are in charge of this current mess.
For fans, man, y'all can point fingers all day at anybody.
Omar might get astray, too. Actually, I threw him astray with some of these players that we have right now underperforming.
Yeah.
The guys that we signed in free agency.
You got to think about it. That is more human nature to point the finger. I don't, and like everybody ain't supposed to have my mindset. My mindset is the outlier. We don't point fingers because we feel like we can control it and we got more impact on it and we just see things a little bit differently. But for you, man, heck yeah, man, point the finger at all of them. Point away, man. Heck yeah, blame him, and blame him. Man, I just don't think that pointing fingers is going to make the situation better. We always say internally, man, before I point any finger elsewhere, man, I'm looking in that mirror. What can I do to improve this situation? What can I do to make this team better? What can I do to be a better coach, analyst, however it is? That's how we operate internally. And trust me, y'all ain't got to operate like that, but them dudes on the south side right now, that's how they operate.
And I agree.
That's how they operate.
That's how they should be. But then sometimes it does get to a point where things have been consistently this way, and it's been consistently subpar.
I'm with you,
as a head coach, as a leader, you do have to make some type of switch up. As a way to get your players to respond or get the rest of the organization and the culture to respond.
Yeah. But the timing of it isn't always going to be when fans want it, because fans would want this switch last week or in season, whereas for the team, we know for us to be what we want to be, we know there's going to be adversity along the way. We know it's going to be some times where we get a little rocky and people not going to feel comfortable with. They're going to jump off that boat. And that is fine. But we also know them same people that can't stomach this time frame right here a year ago were the same people that came down here at the end of the season when we was going on that run the way that we did. So I'm not going to sit here and act like this year I feel any differently than I did a year ago or the year before that. We're going to have adversity. We are a team that is in transition. We don't have a current franchise quarterback just yet. We hope that this one might develop into it. But when you don't have that guaranteed piece, this is, when we talk that small margin of error, this is what it looks like, man. You got to be perfect across the board. And when we not, a lot of issues could show up.
They took 7 for granted. And what I will say, I'm with you. I mean, you keep winning. Like, there's enough of this tank talk. I don't want to hear that at all.
They make it like, man, it's over now, man. We lost to the Texans, bro. Just blow the whole thing up.
My solution right now is to fire Canada. If they don't, I obviously want us to keep winning, but I'm just going to start getting numb to it if I see more of this stuff.
Off-season hit, man. Off-season hit. I'm over here like, man, let's make big changes. You want to get rid of this coordinator? Cool, get rid of that coordinator. You want to change that coordinator? Hey, get rid of that coordinator. You want to draft a quarterback? Hey, draft a quarterback. I'm all for any of that type of stuff in the offseason. That's just my personal stance on it, because I still feel like this team can still win games. But that just depends on perspective and expectations.
And I don't want to think that Cam Hayward and Deontay are that important to the offense and defense, respectively.
Not, though? But one gets paid $18 million, the other one gets paid a lot of millions.
We still got to be better than that, though. But that is one of the silver linings. We should be getting them back, and maybe we've taken Deontay's role in the offense for granted, because he's always been here. He has been steady. Now we get to witness a time period without him, and Cam Hayward, honestly, he's always out there too. He rarely ever misses games.
Yeah. Like I said, multiple things
could be part of it, but that shouldn't be affecting us that much. I still think we have enough to be better than what we have been.
We are playing like an average team, and our record reflects. Does it not? When you're inconsistent, when you have talent like we do, and we play well at times, but we don't do it consistently for 4 quarters on offense, defense, and special teams, this is what you look like.
Yeah, for all the people that are saying that I was wrong on my Pickett takes and whatnot, I am right about one thing. He's better than Joe Burrow this season.
Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's really bad for them. That's the thing that's frustrating, too, is whenever we were starting to make that comeback, I'm looking at the bottom ticker, Bengals getting smoked by the Titans. I'm like, this would be a perfect opportunity to go 3-1.
Come on, man.
Get some distance on the Bengals, some of these other AFC North teams while they're down. Yeah. We can't do it in game. We can't close out teams and just win in the third quarter, win going away in games. And it seems like we just can't even do that within the division either when we get that opportunity. Like, come on.
I'm with you, bro.
Come on. This is the chance. Like, go 3-1.
I'm about to say, stop leaving out opportunities, man. Don't leave that on the table. This is what we're supposed to clean up on. Now, but this is how it's going to be. We are going to respond like a son of a gun this week, bro. This week we respond.
Okay.
You know it, bro.
And here's the thing. I promise. No, I can't say that. I was going to say I promise I won't go overboard and saying we're back and all this stuff. I'll try to actually keep it negative just so.
It's all right, Deke. You know we're gonna look good and you gonna buy into it. It's all right.
I'm gonna say we're back. I'm trying to think of how this team would respond. Though. Like what do we need for this team?
People crown this team after the preseason. We
need to stay negative.
No, it's impossible.
We need to be pushing them.
As fans, we love too hard, which was why all offseason me and you both said run. We're gonna run the ball. We playing through Najee. We had 3 preseason games, and we like, yo, you gotta let Kenny cook, bro. You gotta let him spin that thing.
I still feel that way at this point with how our O-line's playing. I think we gotta spread it out.
But once again,
quicker passes.
But once again, it's just like, what are we doing? The message was one thing, and we get here, now it's like completely different.
Our O-line sucks. That's the problem. Thought our O-line was gonna be better.
We can the biggest issue.
Yeah, bro. Maybe we could be a little bit more versatile with the run in the pass. But
I like the guys, but that to me is more of a situation.
Just keep Broderick out there at this point. Even though Dan Moore, I don't know if he's gonna be healthy or not. Just keep him out there.
He's young, so it can only get better. Man.
Yeah, people are trying to blame him for the sack on 4th and 1. And he spun out of it.
No.
So it went into his guy.
When I look at Broderick, man, I just thought that, he has some young guy moments. But as a whole, man, if
run game looked better with him in there.
So run game wise, he definitely was better there. I just questioned the trade-off. That's my only thing right now. Yeah. In terms of run blocking versus the consistency with the pass pro right now. Just from what I had saw. I thought he did have some really good moments in terms of the run game, but not even talking anything to deal with the injury because I thought he actually was blocking this guy good on that play. It was some moments, though. And Kenny did get hit behind him. And Kenny did get pressured behind him. That was my only thing. But like I said, he's young. First real life in stadium action.
We've been getting enough of pressure from other players on the O-line, though, too.
No. My whole thing is this. Who was number 52 for the Houston Texans? Versus Max Crosby, versus Myles Garrett, versus Nick Bosa. That's specifically what I was talking about.
We don't got to go up against those guys anymore, luckily.
Well, all right. So if that's the mindset, cool. But just know that's what you saying is the mindset. Since we ain't going against them, everything gonna be fine. Even though I know what
I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect, but I don't know if Dan Moore's been like that much better.
I never said he's been that much better. I said the trade-off is what I was speaking on. Because for where Dan is not as good in the run game, whereas when we saw Broderick looked really good in the run game.
I thought so.
Yeah. I'm just saying there is a pro and a con to this move if it is permanent, and I'm just giving you it on the front end. That's it. No different than when we talked about any of this stuff, right? All I do is throw it up on the front end, and
let's
then
run
in a
the ball
couple
more.
weeks we go back and look at it. Yeah,
let's run the ball more. We're moving the ball fine. Second half doing that.
A couple weeks back, we'll come back and look at it. We'll see where we at. All right. If we run in that rock, man, we're gonna be fine. I agree with you.
Troy Mason Jr. Najee definitely RB1. JPJ needs to start.
No, JPJ is gonna continue to get more opportunities, man. Najee, like you said, he played well this week, man. 100% he played well. And I hope he's able to keep doing it just like that. But let's not act like he's looked like that every single week, because he has not. So we can't pick and choose when we're going to 100% buy into this concept and when we're not going to. That's the whole concept with the Najee convo, man. In terms of JPJ, though, man, yeah. He's continuing to improve. He's continuing to get his role expanded. And I think he will continue to get more opportunities, man.
Yeah, the problem was his snap count went down last game.
Yeah.
He didn't get cooked out there, but I would have liked some better effort on that one tackle.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Minka, lackadaisical, and JPJ, lackadaisical. It was just a bummer performance all around. Sequoia Harris.
I felt the same way when I'm just like, really? We doing this? Like, when we start doing this? Yeah.
Yeah, Damian Pierce hasn't done shit all season.
Bro, I'm looking at Devin
looking
Singletary.
amazing.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah, he's throwing touchdown passes.
When did this, like... shit, it was a lot. That was a lot, bro.
We got Sequoia Harris. My guys love the show, but low-key, the losing is Deke's fault. Ever since you cut the hair and dropped the glasses, we've regressed.
Oh.
But seriously, man, something has to give.
They blamed it on LASIK Deke. That's foul.
I actually understand that.
That is foul.
I can get behind that.
That is foul. I like it, though.
If we need old Deke back, you guys need to let me know. Maybe
Come in
we
with
do.
a pack of White Claws,
Maybe
man, and
we
then
do.
some Black and Mild, some wood tips.
I do have some blue light glasses, so I could wear those.
Yeah.
Grow the beard
cut
out.
eyebrow off for old time's sake.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, man.
But seriously, something has to give. No way we look this bad. The sabotage is real. #7.
There it is.
Thank you.
I seen people say they want 7 to come back and be quarterback. I seen them all the way there. I thought they was gonna stop at coordinator. They was like, no, we'll take. They called him Fat Ben. They was like Fat retired Ben. I don't think he's fat. I think he still looks good. But yeah, they said they'll take that 7 right now.
I'm not going to do that to Kenny, but obviously I'm not going to be mad if that happened.
Oh, my gosh. Man, Kenny's going to be fine. He had a bad game. Had a rough go at it.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But you mean to tell me 7 comes back? Yeah, I'm going to take that all day, every day.
But Kenny's here now, man. Gotta roll with the active guys, man. Roll with them, man.
I agree.
Gotta roll with them.
I agree.
And you know the part that really pissed me off watching that game? Do you remember the throw that he hits to George Pickens? It was like 3rd and 18 or something like that. And he rips a beautiful... I'm like, yo, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Throws like that, where it's anticipation, footwork, and fundamentals. You throwing this thing on a rope. It's aggressive. I'm like, that's the Kenny that I know. That's the one that I want. But it's just... I don't see that enough, and that's my issue right now. But I'm like, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think
pieces of it.
Yeah, I don't think he trusts the receivers all the way right now.
Yeah.
No, Deontay could have something to do with that, and I don't think he trusts the O-line. So that's like, and it's on him too. He's making bad decisions as well. But I think that's like you've brought up many times, like the popcorn effect of, all right, one play, receivers are open, but Kenny does think there's pressure there. He's escaping the pocket.
Yeah.
Other plays, he's dropping back. There is time. No receivers are open.
Mm-hmm.
Other times, there's no receivers open. The blitz is getting there. So I think it's just a mess all around now on offense.
It definitely
Plus
is,
the
man.
poor play calling and the poor flow that Canada has with it.
It all goes hand in hand with each other. It's a bad situation.
I would at least like a coordinator that's able to help the situation, though.
Fair enough.
That's my thing.
Fair enough.
And it doesn't feel like Canada's doing that.
And
whereas you got guys like
the
the Texans, dude. It feels like he's teeing everything up for Stroud in that offense.
Fair enough, man. I can understand that feeling 100%, man.
Now, Stroud played good. Don't get me wrong. Like, Stroud played good, but man, if you're doing everything right from like a play call standpoint, I think that only builds the offense's confidence. It only builds the players' confidence.
I'm with you. This is where we go back, and people are going to have the different opinions because they're going to look at the Texans and say, well, they're dealing with C.J. Stroud, and we're dealing with Kenny Pickett. So if your opinion of Kenny is different than your opinion of Stroud, not you specifically, but for a person in this debate, that is going to have an effect on how they view the coordinator. Because if they're saying, well, you're dealing with C.J. Stroud, he's a way better player, well, then there's no surprise that C.J. Stroud looked like how he looked. And if you're looking at Kenny and you felt, man, he ain't like that, he's this and he's that, well, they gonna say that's what it's supposed to look like.
Sure. I can't believe that right at this point right now. From what I've seen
Fair
from
enough.
Kenny thus far in the league,
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud being the rookie that he is. I mean, you can even talk about other young quarterbacks like Jordan Love or A. Rich looking decent over in the Colts system.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Dobbs with the Cardinals. Those dudes aren't all way better than Kenny.
Yeah.
That's my thing. But I think they're able to have some offensive coordinators that could help them out a little bit better than what Canada's doing here. That's all.
Okay.
I'm not trying to make all these excuses for Kenny either, but
no, I get what you're saying, though, because that is context. It does matter. Absolutely.
let's just see. This is what I'm saying. Let's just see. I feel like the Matt Canada experience or experiment should be over. Let's see what Kenny does with an actual coordinator with a track record. This might be the next problem, though. We're just going to hire or promote Mike Sullivan. instead of bringing in like a Todd Haley or a guy that actually has a good track record in the NFL.
We say that, but I even think back to the Matt Canada hire, and this is, once again, depending on which stance you take with this. We talk about you bring in one of these coordinators. But if I'm the coordinator and you're telling me I have to use that piece and I don't want that piece, why would I come here? So when I think of Matt Canada and I think of the scenario when we hired him, we said 7 was the quarterback. We all knew that was technically supposed to be the last go around, but he was going to be here. If you're a fired up, you feel dope about it coordinator, but you know I got to work with that piece, maybe they weren't interested in working with that piece. Because you know, I'm going to be handcuffed to an extent, and whatever he does well, that praise is going to 7, right? So there was a potential that maybe Canada was the only thing that was out there for you. So when I look at this situation with Kenny, I'm like, if we come back with the same mindset of Kenny's guaranteed to be here, does that hinder the potential hiring crop that we could work with? I'm not saying it is. I don't know. But it did, have me thinking about it.
Let's call up Haley. Can we get him on for an interview?
And what if Haley's like, bro, I don't want to deal with that, though?
Ask him what he thinks of Kenny.
And if he legitimately said, I don't think he's good enough to win, what's the move there?
I'm hard-pressed to think that he'd say that. And I don't know Haley's exact opinion. I've just heard so many other opinions of quarterbacks, people that know ball, former coaches, whatnot, talking very highly of Kenny Pickett. Talking very high. Thinks he's going to be a good player, solid player. Now, again, hasn't played as good as what I was hoping for in 2023. But to just simply say, because of this quarterback, I'm not going to come here, I don't know. I'd be hard-pressed.
Okay. Once again, we got the beauty of we don't have consequences for that decision. It's different if this is you, your family, and you hitching all of your success to that player, though. That's a totally different conversation.
Right, Haley's out of the league right now, though. So
Haley's coaching in the USFL.
What's he got to lose?
He was coaching the USFL. If we being real about it, he was coaching.
That's what I mean. Would you rather be an NFL coordinator or a USFL coach?
Just depend on who you're talking to, man. Depend on who you're talking to, man. That's all. Hey, I ain't saying it is or ain't. I'm just throwing stuff out there. That's it, man.
Byron Leftwich, even.
I'm down. I like B.
Mark
Leftwich,
Whipple.
Man.
I don't even know what Mark Whipple's doing.
Now, why y'all like Mark though?
Connection to Kenny.
All right.
Why not?
I thought y'all don't like the whole internal and all that type of stuff. Doesn't that still feel, even though he's not in-house, wouldn't that still feel very internal?
I feel like it gives Kenny probably what he wants, or...
I thought he wanted Canada.
I don't know.
And that was the whole purpose, even that.
Well, I'm saying if we get rid of Canada, if Kenny had an option, I'm sure Whipple would be at one of the tops of his list. So then, to the crowd that's ripping on Kenny, is questioning is he the guy or not, like, I feel like this gives Kenny everything that he would want or need, and then you can have a full assessment on him for the rest of the season and going forward. As opposed to, if Canada's still here, you're still always questioning, is this coordinator screwing everything up?
Okay.
That's what I think, at least. Corey Hewins, what happened to all the motioning and scheming we had heard about this preseason? Man. What's the use of practicing it if it's not being used?
Trust me, that's how I feel, man. And when we talk coaching criticism, 100% that is on Canada. That is that stuff. Because it's like, this works. As a defender, or what this does to a defense. So it's like, why aren't we doing those things? You practice them. They're clearly installed. Why don't we do more of that type of stuff? I don't have the answer to that one, man. So, it's certain things you look at Canada, it's like, bro, there is no answer for this. There is no reason why you're not doing more of this. And especially when you talk just some of the motion stuff that we're seeing, even with the Texans, right? The motion does have a negative effect on a defense because it makes you have to show your hand. Man coverage, zone coverage. That type of stuff, it helps. When we
got to see the Chiefs do it all last night.
The Chiefs, absolutely. Man, they'll sprint the dude, just running around. That's it. So it's like you
could copy those plays. You literally copy those plays if you want.
You know what we say in the league, Deke? It's a copycat league. You know how many times, Deke, we didn't came into the meeting on Wednesday, and we like, yeah, we got this new blitz, and we like, where you get this from, coach? Man, I seen the Vikings run this the other day versus this team, and it worked. And he like, all right, bet, say less. And sure enough, we'll put a different name on it. We might even call it where we got it from. Call that Bama. We seen this on Saturday night, Deke, in the hotel. I like how this blitz looking, the little twist pattern on the backside. We'll call it that. Roll Tide.
That Georgia play, huh?
Come on, man. All right. Don't be surprised by it.
We're not gonna do it.
We should though. It's called, but that's what we said. It's a copycat league. So if you see something that's dope, bro, yes, we gonna take that play.
I haven't seen any of those Andy Reid plays in our repertoire.
And once again, when we talk criticism of Coach Canada, that 100% I'm with you, because I sit here and I'm like, all right, I done watch Isaiah Pacheco run in motion, sprint his backfield in a circle. You don't mean to tell me Jalen Warren is fast enough to do the same thing. You don't mean to tell me Calvin Austin could do the same thing. I'm watching Tank Dell and how y'all motioning this man around. You don't mean to tell me you could do the same thing here. So, yeah, when we talk the criticism for them, yes, that, I'm with you. Let's get the pitchforks and go. I just can't roll with it when it just seems like we just pointing for the sake of pointing. But specific stuff like that, yes, that is I hate that part, man. Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think it's all on Canada. The players aren't playing good. Kenny could be playing better. But I just think we need a shakeup.
Yeah.
And I think Canada's that guy.
So would you do the shakeup right now? Is that where you're at? Do you think that the shakeup today...
Me personally, I have no consequences. Sure, I'd do it right now. A more smart way to go about it is you wait till the bye.
Okay.
See what this Ravens game looks like at home. But Canada's on a short leash. I'm ready for it. Like, if it happened, I'd be completely fine with it.
For sure.
I don't even think they do that, though. I don't even think they get rid of him at the bye.
Because
it would have to be another performance like that. And do I think it's going to be another performance like that? No, we probably go back to what it looked like against the Raiders.
Because the difference is performances like that are not playoff caliber teams. Those are not winning division caliber teams. We've shown at times we got talent. We are good enough to do some of those things that we want. We're just not consistent enough. So I'm with you, man. It sucks. It's very frustrating where we're at right now because we're in the heart of it. If this was 2 months ago, man, you pull the plug on this thing, man, before it gets here. It's too late. You're in here right now. So unless you're effectively putting on this season, and I know people going to have us now, many seasons already over, and we do this same song and dance every single year, that's my whole thing. I'm like, all right, when the offseason hit, if you legit going to blow it up, legit blow it up. If you legit going to say, man, we hiring the best coordinator here, there, cool, I'm with you on that. Now, do I got my little skeptical about some of that stuff? Yeah, because if they start talking too much money, I don't think we're going to do what we want to do in that sense. But that's a whole nother argument.
It might be time, though. It might be time.
I mean, we'll see. That's above my pay grade. And you ain't going to put that on me. That's above my pay grade.
Stephon Griffin, how long of a leash do we give Kenny? Do we waste another year hoping Kenny can be a mediocre game manager at best? Or can we draft a QB with intangibles? You got this?
Wow, you can put that on me. You the Kenny guy, bro. You know I like Kenny. But like you stand like Kenny's your guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I rock with Kenny. I ain't got nothing but love for Kenny. But I don't know if I like bleed it the way that you bleed it, because you got like the Pitt connection. I know how you feel about quarterbacks. You know my quarterbacks are low key like my arch enemy. I was trained to like go get them dudes. So I don't really love them like that. Yeah.
End of the day, he needs to play better, for sure. How long of it? What's he talking about?
I don't know.
The whole year, like he gets the year.
Rescinder sure. BC said, "What's Duck doing?" No. That's what he asked.
He at least gets the full year, at least. Yeah, you see how the year plays out, and I expect him to be better, but it's just. Yeah, it's tough. So far in 2023, we're seeing too many of the misses that we weren't seeing in his rookie year. Yeah. Too many of the missed opportunities, whereas I thought he was pretty damn good for us after the bye. Kenny was what we needed him to be. We needed him to be last year.
Kenny can continue to be all that, man.
And he just hasn't been that way thus far for us, but I don't think he's getting help. I don't think he's getting help from the players, the OLine, receivers. I don't think he's getting help from his OC either. He's not helping himself. So it's a mess. It's been a mess on offense. At least the defense has showed us some decent things, has showed us some splash.
Yeah.
that Browns game and then also all those picks in the Raiders game and whatnot. I know we did get some good things from the offense, but that's just such a small sample of these 4 games that we've had thus far with Kenny and the offense. Yeah, he gets the year, man. He gets the year.
Listen, I'm not big on, pulling the plug on it. In terms of young dude at that stage, he's still very young. But this is one of those issues of when you see it a little bit too early, I do feel like we kind of got him in a little bit of a bind right now.
What do you mean by that, though? Because
he hasn't.
He's 25 years old.
No. That is also part of it, right? So we know because he is 25, people felt, hey, you're older, you're more ready, you're the most pro-ready quarterback. I mean, we had that talk. Just throw him out there. Hey, you can't keep waiting. He's 25, right? Just throw him out there. And we said, yes, he's old in terms of number, but in terms of football, NFL, he's a baby. So now we all have, or a lot of people have this feeling about Kenny as if we know everything about him. When realistically, that was his 17th game, wasn't it? 17.
Was it? 16, 17,
16, 17,
yeah.
So just think about how we feel right now. It feels like we've seen 2 full seasons from Kenny. And that's why the decisions or the way that people are talking about Kenny is such a harder stance. But it's because of this part of last year. Now we're at this year. The middle part or the technically ending of last season where it was give me realistically game manager for 3 and then get hot at the end. But the beginnings of that season when he got out there was not the best. And we know we've looked like early on with him hasn't been the best. So it just feels like it's been 2 seasons of this when it realistically hasn't. For Kenny, it hasn't. But because of how we threw him out there when we did, this is a part of the overall feeling. And I don't think it's right for us to feel all the way like that for Kenny. But at the same time, I can't tell people they can't feel like that. But that's part of like when I think of like this Kenny or conversation of, man, do you move on from him right now? I'm like, man, it still feels soon. It still feels a little premature. But technically, it's 2 different seasons.
Yeah, we here. We're rolling with Kenny.
That's my thing.
We rolling. We made the decision last year. We made the decision when we drafted him in the first round.
That's what.
You gotta let us see
my
play
2.
out.
I need 2. I want to see what you do in them 2.
Absolutely.
Then after that, now we talk. But
at least
I need 2. It just feels like it's been 2 because of how, like I said, the weird of last year. Now we here. It's like but we here now, man.
We got Hunter Gaming blowout. Yes. Need change. Yes. Let's try to stay positive here. Bengals and Browns lost. We win next week and we're back on top of the division. Losses like this are a learning experience. Definitely for this team. # here we go.
No, 100%, man. Sometimes you got to take a little, bump on the chin, get a little humble pie. We've been a part of some humble pies. Boy, I've been a part of some humble pies.
I think here's what needs to happen, to be honest, if I'm going to do a regimen for this team going forward and what they do in their off time. Mm-hmm. No more podcasts for anyone. Kenny, no more media. You've done enough of that.
You was just talking about the commercial. We just liked the commercial the other day,
That's
bro.
fine. No more podcasts, though, or media.
Podcast?
Yeah.
Oh,
no more podcast media. Pat P, cancel your podcast.
What? Pat P got
Cam Hayward,
podcast,
before you come
bro.
back. Cam Hayward can still do it while he's sitting out, but once you come back, cancel the podcast. Just no more talk, more action. Pat it.
You shutting down.
Stop watching media, too. Read a book.
I low-key feel like...
Do the LeBron James thing. Because it does feel like, after Raiders game, we're all talking up the Steelers, right? Oh, we're back. And we're laying an egg. I'm wondering if these dudes are watching TV too much. Because after the preseason, remember? Oh, man, this offense is going to be electric. We're going undefeated.
Okay.
And I get to say that. We get to say that. Yeah. We're just up on a mic talking right now. This is how I feel. We do look really good in the preseason. I can't wait for the regular season.
But that's what we get.
You start buying into that stuff.
That's not what they get to do.
Yeah, then you become complacent. So don't listen. I'm sorry. I mean, it might hurt us in the views a little bit, but don't listen to our podcast anymore. Don't watch First Take.
Just the players, not you. Now, y'all tap in. If y'all hit that
I'm
like
talking
button one
strictly
time.
To the players.
Yeah, just the players. If y'all on the stream right now, and there's a lot of y'all up there, y'all hit that like button and y'all subscribe. Everybody, the players now, y'all stay focused.
I know
y'all a guest. If y'all a guest, then pull up. But if not, then yeah.
No, you're just calling in. Well, no, I don't want. That's the tough part. I just said no one do media, but Yeah,
just our media only.
That's
tough.
No. I'd prefer wins, to be honest.
I do too, low key, bro. I definitely do. Yeah,
I prefer wins.
Yeah, you're right.
But no, you'd like this. LeBron did it, right? His first championship 30, that he won.
Yeah, come on, man.
Turned off the social media, just read 30. Books in the playoffs, won his first championship with the Heat.
Come on, man.
So we need to do that. That's my regimen.
I like that. It worked for LeBron. It worked for them.
Yeah, no more media.
Because we don't have a LeBron on our team.
Well, throw your TVs in the trash. Turn your phones on Do Not Disturb in airplane mode. Use them only for emergencies. Hey, actually, maybe get what are those? The Minutes phones? Where you got to go into like Giant Eagle or something and buy little cards.
Get
gas
station.
Yeah, go Andrew Luck. Yeah. Andrew Luck. I think he still rocks a flip phone.
Yeah,
and does it like that. Let's go, UW. No, you're going to say it's just one game, but it hasn't been almost 3 years of this offense just failing beyond frustration that we get defense where we need to be or just for the offense to fall off. I might need to reread this. No, you're going to say it's just one game, but hasn't it been almost 3 years of the offense just failing? Okay, period. It's beyond frustrating that we get defense where they need to be just for the offense to fall off. Defense needs to play better too. That was a terrible first series. Awful. Yeah, it's not good complimentary football though overall. I agree.
Let's go, UW. Why I gotta say it's just one game, man? I was gonna say your whole 3 years combo with the offense. I was gonna say, when did Ben start to, people view him as no longer elite or top 5 or all that other stuff, right? I just simply look at the last season for 7 and where we've been since then. We are just going from the transition of having a franchise quarterback, a future first ballot Hall of Fame type of guy, and now we are trying to figure it out. This is what we talk about when we talk franchise quarterbacks and their impact and things like that, and why we love 7 the way that we love them. This is part of it. But this is also part of, the arrogance to just think that anybody that you draft is just going to come in here and be 7, which we've talked about as well. And now we're just going through those growing pains of realizing, sometimes if you got this guy, it don't matter what you doing out there because you got this guy. This is also a part of it. This isn't new to us or exclusive to us. Every team has went through this. The Patriots are still going through this. And they thought they had a guy. At least went to the Pro Bowl. And they benching him, pulling him back.
That was a fake Pro Bowl,
he
too.
Still went, though.
Kenny should have got a Pro Bowl last year.
Him and Tyler Huntley are Pro Bowlers, man. We got to put respect on them.
Joe Gerbis, okay, Moats, I've been defending this team and coaches for 3 years, but this is so MF and pathetic. Save me because I'm about to throw myself off a cliff. I can't take it.
No, man, it was bad out there, man. It was definitely bad out there. And, we got out-coached. Definitely got out-coached. We got out-played. It was a bad performance, man. But hopefully it's a wake-up call. And the wake-up call is this.
Oh, it will be. We'll play better.
Well, because this is my thing. Do I anticipate us playing the way that we played like that for the rest of the season? Absolutely not. Because I've already seen examples of us playing with more passion, of us executing more consistently, of us being just a better play in and play out unit. It's times when I looked at that thing and I'm just like, y'all look like y'all showed up almost cocky. Like, bro, we nicer than them. We ain't got to just be, amped up all the way. Then they came out fighting because they had way more to prove. And now you playing the catch-up game. And then you start to realize, oh, well, maybe they are a little bit more talented. Maybe they are kind of more talented than I anticipated. I'm sure if I had asked you ahead of time, if it's one-on-one Pat P versus Nico Collins, who you got your money on, you would have bet your savings on Pat P. Would you not?
I'm sure Nico could have had a couple catches, but
you wouldn't have said it was going to look like that.
No, I thought we'd be fine.
Yeah. But, like I said, that's the type of stuff that I feel like we had play, man. Yeah.
Fish momentum. Let's pray. Changes happen. Hashtag accountability. Ambition live at the pub in Tonnendale, October 15th, 8 p.m. Steelers tailgate with Ambition for the Packers game, November 12th, 10 a.m.
Let's go.
Hashtag Jack Myers Jr.
Let's go.
We got so we're at 549 right now.
Hey, we straight.
Yeah, you good?
We got a lot of supers. We're gonna be powering through.
Okay.
Just powering through.
Yeah, just making sure. Sean 0989, what point is it on Tomlin? It's his staff, right?
No, think about it, man. It starts with the head guy. Yeah. I just don't think that the way that y'all view the accountability or what you are expecting to come from it, I don't think that's going to happen right now. I feel like at times y'all will say, man, hold this guy accountable, fire him now. And that's not how you run a business, period. Like, because it's still a business. The business is winning, right? We're trying to win. That's not conducive to being successful. So they're not going to operate with knee-jerk type reactions because they didn't get to this level or have the sustained success by having knee-jerk reactions. So that is also at play. Now, part of that gets you in trouble because you hold on to it a little bit too long, or you believe that it could work a little bit too long. And it's like, yo, man, you might need to go ahead and pull this plug, and you could have done this a little bit sooner. But for the most part, man, that's, they're a little chill with it right now, man. A little chill with it.
Troy Mason Jr., last thing, did y'all see the Canada comments? He said our offense is not built to make comebacks. WTF, SMH, LOL.
I saw that, but people got upset about that. Was he lying? Was it a lie, though? That's my whole thing. I know people don't, how you going to say you're the coordinator? Was it a lie, yes or no? Was it a lie? Are we designed right now on offense to come from behind?
I don't think there's any reason why we can't be. It just felt like Canada's waving the white flag. Like, what are you doing?
All right.
I think we should have came back in that game, honestly.
Fair enough.
Like, that would have been one to do it in.
One to do it in. Did we do it? No. I'm just based off of what we've been seeing. To act like we consistently have an offense that we can bet on. When Seven was here, I would say, yes, we have an offense that you could consistently say, it doesn't matter, they can come back on teams. They're designed that they can come back on teams. I do not feel like that. We have already said we want to play through the running game, right? We've been reiterating that. Playing through the running game is not a we're going to come back style offense. That's a we're going to control the clock style offense. We're going to minimize turnovers and damage style offense. So I did not see it as this big, oh my God. I looked at the last boy, you asked him the truth, he told you the truth. Y'all ain't like the answer. But anybody that's been watching this thing would know, man, we ain't got no team that's designed to come from down multiple scores every single week. We don't have that. The Chiefs do. We're not the Chiefs, though.
I'd like to think we wouldn't be having to come back down multiple digits every
and I would hope
week.
So as well, right? And that's a bigger issue.
But I think yesterday was a very feasible game for us to come back. Very feasible. Now, again, it shouldn't come down to us getting the right call on a 4th and 1 there. I do think we should have kicked the field goal, but we missed opportunities on touchdowns before that. So yeah, I get your point. Ultimately, we didn't come back, but I don't see a reason why we can't come back from down like 14 or like 16 points or 2 scores, whatever.
For sure.
I don't see why we can't.
Like I said, it's not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying, are we talking outliers, or are we saying this is something that we feel if we're doing this 10 times, 80% of the time we feel good about it.
It almost sounds like we're waving the white flag, though, on what we could become.
I'm not saying it's waving the white flag. I think it's just more so being realistic in the moment. Yeah, we can sit here and say, yeah, we can come back on anybody. Is that truth or is that false bravado? And that's part of what we're dealing with, right, when we talk expectations. What are expectations for this team? At one point, people say could average 30 points a game. I'm like, do y'all know what it takes to score 30 in a game, though? Like, bro, that's a lot of points in the NFL, man. And then to average that or average close to that. But that's why I question the expectations we have.
I don't think they were that high.
They won't. They won't. As much as I wish they were high, they was that.
I don't think they were anything crazy. Just, can we be a good offense, a competent offense? That's all I wanted. Now, the preseason did give us a little bit more optimism, a little bit more hope.
Yeah. But rightfully so, though, because they showed something. They showed more. They showed the ability to consistently hit.
Yeah, I'm done grading preseason, though. Here on out, this was a wake-up call for me. Because, like I said, I haven't had much of experience looking at preseason games and really caring about them for most of my football life because we had Big Ben. Preseason never mattered.
Yeah.
So now we get to a point where, we have a younger team, so we get excited maybe about preseason development and whatnot. Done, out, never watching. I'm going to still watch preseason, but I'm not I'm not taking it seriously anymore.
It does matter.
I'm not.
It's just the context. It's like, yo, seeing those plays do matter. But we can't act like, this is what we did as fans. We would take them 3 preseason games and act like them 3 preseason games was more important than a regular season game or even a postseason game. And that's the part where we say we go a little bit too far with it. Like, yes, this was good. This was a step in the right direction. But to go from here and then just jump to there, it's like, all right, bro, we making this not realistic again.
Yeah, I would like to think, if I'm looking back here, I viewed last regular season, the end of it, as a success, momentum builder going into this year. Saw all the good things we did in the offseason. Saw the hard work we were putting in training camp, the takes on Kenny, the videos on Kenny, working hard and whatnot.
And he looked good.
And then we see preseason.
And you look good.
Look good. It's like, okay, we got to see all these good things from regular season last year. The constant building, team getting better, Kenny getting better. And then we hit all those check marks in the offseason, too, of like, we're actually getting to see all that improvement, the development. Now we got to see it in the regular season, and it's broken my brain right now. It's tough.
But it's going to feel good when it hit again this week, though.
Yeah.
It'll feel good. It'll feel good. It'll feel good. Come on, man.
Let's go, UW. If anything can be taken from that game, it's that Najee is once again the sole bright spot. Something needs to change. Start Mason going forward and fire Canada. Bring in the Lane train this offseason. Lane Kiffin.
Shout out to Lane.
I'll do that. He's not leaving head coach.
Shout out to Lane. Lane be doing his thing, though. I just like how he be doing his interviews, bro.
He's not leaving there. Not for a college coordinator job in the NFL. He's a college guy. He tried in the NFL. Yeah, he tried in the NFL. I don't think he's an NFL guy.
I ain't against it, though.
I wouldn't mind bringing in Kingsbury as OC.
OC? All right. I ain't tripping.
Nanzito, is there a foundational and organizational failure with the Steelers? Do we need new blood? This is getting flat out embarrassing. Holy hell.
I mean, no, new blood is always in the convo. It's all about the timing.
We should have kept Flores around.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I just, at times, it's like, yo, if a dude's a hot commodity.
Oh, I get it. I'm just saying, maybe we should have made the extra effort to keep him around.
Yeah. I mean, some of these coordinators getting paid head coach money, man. Not every person or team wants to go that route.
I guess it just comes down to the guy that we have in Terrell Austin versus Flores. Who would you rather have calling our defense?
That's a fair.
I'd go Flores.
Fair. That's definitely fair, man.
But it's not like our defense was bad last year, so
right.
Yeah, there's that aspect of it. I guess we'll see.
Man, I can't fault you on that. Yeah, because we know Brian Flores, man. I'm a Flo dude. I rocks with Flo. Yeah, TA cool too, but one is more proven in terms of, some of the success they've been able to have, or at least what we're seeing. Heck, you even look at Minnesota defensively, they still do some good things up there right now. So it's like, all right, I'm with you on it. I'm with you.
Kobe says, I was in the building. Kenny hasn't impressed me at all this year. The 4th and 1 play is all on him. 2 receivers open and Jones blocked his guy. He's declining.
I don't think he's Gotta be more consistent, man. That's the big thing with Kenny. Consistency. I feel like a broke record when I say it because he do show some good stuff. It'd be in the same game. I'm like, yo, it's the same game. I'm seeing him make some throws, see him make a good read. The one thing that I do feel like was good defense in terms of them scheming this up. Last week, Kenny had a lot of success versus man coverage taking off, making teams kind of feel almost like when we talk about athletic quarterbacks, you can't really turn your back on them. And I thought at times he tried to go back to that this week a little bit. And the D-line was just a little bit more ready for it. Thought they had better rush lanes. I know in the one play, man, they were doing good games up front. And Kenny ends up like running right into the dude on one of them things. But that was something that I thought in terms of just a young quarterback or a young player learning information or learning about themselves. He's had success now on multiple occasions just pulling it versus man and just going. Because that is one of the things you do. But I started to wonder, did you just start to say, you know what, they turned it back, I'm going to just go, and not really give it time to develop, not really see what was going on with it. Because that is something when you're talking about development, when you're talking about stacking and getting new information and self-scouting, those are some of the things. We talk about the spin out the back, right?
Yeah.
When he's sitting in the pocket. Now, part of that is because of his lack of trust for this offensive line, and rightfully so. They aren't consistent enough. So I don't fault him for if anytime he sees a flash or anytime he feels something, his instinct is, man, this is the move that's worked for me when I was in college.
And he has made plays out of the pocket too.
No, it definitely
There's been
does.
some good plays he's made.
But it's just like, for a young player, you're going to resort back to what you're comfortable with. So for him, he's like, man, I got to get up out of here. I feel like if I can get on the run, that gives me a better opportunity to see the field, gives me a better opportunity to make a decision, throwing it versus running. But at the same time, for him, he has to go back and watch this tape and see, okay, did you really need to bail right here? Or could you have stepped up? Did you really need to bail right here? Or could you have thrown it away? Those are some of the things that he has to get more buttoned up on a play-by-play thing. It doesn't get talked about as much. It's not as sexy. But those are some of the things for him that will help him improve.
I would say people are talking about that a lot, actually.
Oh, that's good then. That's good because I think that will help him. I think his pocket feel at times is a little off. But I do feel like it's because of everything that's done happened. He's been one of the most sacked, most pressured, and most hit quarterbacks these first couple of games. I don't care who you are. You're going to feel that naturally. So when I look at sometimes, oh, he got happy feet, he can't read the field. I'm like, yeah, sometimes where he is a little bit slow on the coverage part. But when you throw that with the Canada scenario, it's not the most ideal for him either.
No.
So when I say it's multiple factors, and this is why I keep coming back to the fact that I don't just point it here or here or here or here, because literally all of these dudes have a hand in this thing, man.
Yeah, and what's weird is that whole hitch thing and him escaping the pocket early, that was an early last season thing for him. I thought he cleaned that up a ton as 2022 went on. I thought it was over. Now we're getting to see it come back a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd say a lot this season. And he has made some plays doing it. That pass to Najee was awesome. The one where he escaped the pocket, Najee made that play, and then he got hit and got up and whatnot. I think it was a 30-yard gain. Yeah. But yeah, obviously, we'd like to see him step up in the pocket more, but I'm sure he wants to trust his offensive line more as well. Yeah. What the hell happened to Mason Cole, man?
Bro, I seen the one play. I'm like, man, Mason, you were part of the double, and you still get.
Maybe we put Herbert at center whenever James Daniel comes back.
Ew. The O-line has really just surprised me the most. I ain't gonna lie to you, because my expectation for them was way higher.
Yeah, I was top 10.
That's why I think I was off.
Top 10. This is gonna be awesome.
Like, it's certain parts I'm like, I'm not all the way tripping here because I ain't had the expectation like crazy in certain areas. But that one, I'm just over here just scratching my head still because I thought we were gonna have a way better group,
Chooks is gonna be a cap casualty now.
For a fact, this is how it happens. This is all how it happens, man. Yeah.
JT Anderson 5'4". Have you seen the Canada burner on Twitter?
Oh no, I know it's electric though.
Is there a Canada burner?
I don't know, but it has to be his Twitter, bro. Or it's X, excuse me. Yeah.
What's his tag?
I don't know. I hope it say Canada burner though. I think it'd be dope if it said Canada burner on it.
We got Sammy Buckets, Eric Bieniemy for head coach.
I mean, we'll see. If you continue to look like how they looked against the Texans, we are no longer talking about the same type of situations that have been in the past. That team that showed up versus the Texans is a bad team. That team that showed up versus the Texans is not a winning team or a team that's going to even be 500, let alone talk about postseason. So, yeah, if that's what we're going to expect to be the norm, then, yeah, Eric Bieniemy and everybody else is going to be on the table.
Yeah,
I personally don't think it's going to get to that.
I think there would be serious talks about whether or not we're firing Tomlin or not, or bringing in someone new.
Yeah, but this is one of those things where it's like you could do the knee-jerk overreact this week, and then we win next week, and then it's going to be the reverse. Oh, this coach of the year, this is player of the year, this is the MVP. Yeah, I know how we do.
I'm with you. I don't think it gets to that point. I think we're worst case we're 9-8,
and we'll fire the coordinator. If we 9-8, we'll fire a coordinator, and we're gonna roll. You know that.
Which it's still not good enough.
Yeah.
It's still not good enough. It's not, because we have a higher standard here in Pittsburgh. The standard is the standard.
Which I agree.
Championships. So even that's not good enough. But I get fans' frustration if it plays out that way and we just fire the coordinator. It's like, Are we going in? Are we sure we're going in the right direction then?
Yeah.
Are we sure this is the building block to getting back to the championship thing, or do we need to start really like blowing this up and digging deep on some changes and whatnot?
Because I do think that's a legitimate convo, especially when you're just talking about as a whole the structure of it, right? When you've had a guy that's been here as long as it's been, yes, it's the same philosophy, it's the same message. And that's all good as long as the winning continues to be what it is. Now we're seeing a little bit further removed from postseason success.
I'm sure New England's thinking that too.
No, it's legitimate. So it's like the Andy Reid convo. It comes right back to that, right?
Yeah.
You've been here. We know what you've done. But is it time for us to make a switch? And that is legitimate. But if you look at the Andy Reid situation, if you look at the Bill Belichick situation, and you look at where we are right now, I can tell you I don't feel like any of those moves are going to happen in season.
No.
But I think that's
what I'm saying. I don't think it would be wise to fire Tom. I'm not calling for that. Right. No. Just think we need a shake up. We need something.
Yeah. But no, I do feel you, because what happens is this: you get comfortable. And if you get comfortable, you don't have the same edge. That is real. That's what we also saw, competition, right? The reason why I'm a big believer in it, because, man, my whole career we had competition, but it keeps you sharp. You're constantly looking over that shoulder, so you're going to constantly work like a madman. You're not going to feel like it's okay to have the same results happen over and over. You're not going to feel like it's okay to make the same mistakes, or statistically to look up and be like, all right, bro, we still ain't got 30 yet? All right, man, this isn't okay. But if you're comfortable, you will feel like it's okay. You will justify it. And that's internally what they have to deal with right now. Those are some of the same questions that they are having. They just do it in that manner of how I just broke it down versus, oh, fire this guy, just fire him right now. They're not going to do it like that, because that isn't how you win. That's not how you run a successful business. But for them internally, yeah, they're looking at all that stuff. They're coming through all of those things. They're evaluating all of that, because this isn't a sustainable method for winning. What we seen out there, that doesn't win in this league, man. In fact, it gets you blown out in this league versus teams that you legitimately should be beating. I think Stroud gonna be a good player. I think Tank Dell's a good player. Well, you know we like Tank Dell. We like Damian Pierce. We even like Nico Collins. We not gonna act like them dudes is like that, though. You know how I talked about that offensive line.
Terrible. At third string, second and third string.
Bro, it was Kendrick and man, but they
deserve. Laramie Tunsil.
Come on, man. Come on.
We did get pressure. It was 2 series. It was just 2 series. TJ and Highsmith.
So Highsmith had 3 QB hits. I think TJ had 2 or 1.
And it probably came on those 2 series.
I low-key feel like it did.
That was it. But in terms of back to the whole shake-up thing and just saying, what were you saying there? It would send a message.
Yeah. Because
it would make people less comfortable.
Right. Because you got to get off that comfort part. Mm-hmm.
I think not only would it send a message for the offense, and I think it would be justified at this point with how the offense has performed under Canada.
The sample size is large. The sample size is different. Yeah.
I think it would send a message to the offense. It's like, yo, it's time. We made a move, and then you got to be thinking, I got to get my play going because who's next? And then same thing for the defense.
Once they make that type of move, that is a clear message to everybody within the organization. Nobody's safe.
But I think that could even like boost the defense in a way. But it also is a message to the defense of just I guess anything's on the table. Yeah. But the defense can see that the offense changes. Yeah, the offense has been performing like this. At least they're doing something. At least that gives me some hope. Yeah. Because all these performances, it's got to be debilitating at times to the defense. Got to be. It's almost like whenever it was with Duck and Mason.
Yes and no. Media makes it way more sensational. As like a defender, though, your mindset is, bro, I'm ready to go out there and get a stop. Now, there are extremes. Like when we look at some of the Zach Wilson thing, right? And how at times some of the dudes reacted how they reacted. That is real. But I also feel like those are extreme situations because of the expectations with Rodgers and how good and what they thought they were going to be competing for. And now it's like, bro, what are we finna do at this point?
Hey, how about Wilson yesterday? It didn't look that bad.
He didn't, man.
It looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Except for him fumbling that snap.
He said it was on him, though. Took accountability. That's all you can ask for.
Refs really wanted to give that one to Mahomes, huh?
It just depends on how you view it.
Depends on how you
view it, man. Depends on how you view it. It depends on how you view it. You know that, man.
Man.
Hey. I'm like, I get it. I don't love it.
That was terrible.
I don't love it. It's the timing of it. That
was
what
terrible.
Sauce said, that was my whole stance. Like, if you're going to flag it, flag it. Don't wait to see it be a pick and then you throw the flag, because you're telling me if it was a completion, I was fine. I just don't like that part. If you were going to throw the flag, cool. But just throw it early. Because when it happened, all right, cool. If that's what you're flagging, flag that. But you can't wait and then decide to hit it, because now it does feel like you're flagging the result and not what actually took place.
Yeah, that was some Bush League.
Yeah.
Chilla 21, put the poll up, Moats. Mason Mitch. Who do we start?
Jeez.
I'm assuming he posted that before knowing.
They said Kenny might have a play, right? He might have a chance, right?
Yeah.
You said he might have a chance at least? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming he said that before that. But, I mean, if you wanted to include Kenny in that and see what the results are.
I'm low-key scared. I ain't want that energy out here on our vibes.
What's his face? I saw on the post game with Pomp. Who was it? Chris Hope. He said he thinks Mason's the best quarterback on the roster.
How you feel about that?
Hell no.
Nah, I remember y'all got on Hokie and Merrill when they came at Devin Bush, and it was like, "Yo, we don't think this guy is it." And everybody was like, "Oh, you're crazy." I
don't remember Hope saying that, but
yeah, he was part of it. He was definitely a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, he was definitely part of it. And people was, "Oh, y'all are crazy." It kind of worked out. It did. I don't know. Yeah.
No.
Fair enough.
We got Steeler Nation on fire. I think Mike T had faith in Canada to call the right play for that 4th and 1.
I mean, if you look, it is open. Multiple people. So it just depends on how you view it. Just depends.
Again, I don't want to be making excuses for Kenny or anything like that. Because, yeah, ultimately, dudes were open. If you execute the play better, we get the first down. But it's about the coaching as well, trying to put your players in the best situation possible.
Which I do agree. Yeah.
And I don't know if Tomlin or Canada did that, because I think from a Tomlin standpoint, we should have kicked the field goal right there. 51-yarder. Boz has been money all year. That thing would have been dead center cut. And then from a Canada standpoint, since we did decide to go for 4th and 1, why aren't we doing a QB sneak? Even without the tush push, isn't Kenny 100% on QB sneaks?
He's like either, I think he only has no, he's undefeated on his.
I thought so.
Or it was either undefeated or he only lost one. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So the people have been asking for it. You know what? It'd be a good change. Are we just going to throw it out there? You think it'll work for him? We're going to give him some. Okay? Y'all want to get a little poll action? I don't usually give them poll on Monday at 6 o'clock, Deke. But we give them a little Monday poll, 6 o'clock. They want to know. All right, we want to know who would you start at QB versus the Ravens, right? So just this week, right? We specifically this week, or we going for the full duration of the season? Specifically this week? Because I got KP8, Mitch, and Mason.
I think no matter how you phrase it, people are just going to answer it how they want to answer it.
Fair enough then. Well, you know what? The poll is in. I'm all the way in too. Nice and deep. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Deke, you tap on it or no? Not yet. I think I know who you're going to vote for, though. You're a Mason guy. You seem like a Mason guy today.
You saw my answer.
You're a Mason guy.
No, hell no.
You're a Mason guy. No Mason guy. You a Mason guy today, man?
Mason's getting a lot of support in this chat. I told you they like him more than
I'm kind of surprised.
I'm not.
Bro, what is going on? I've been out. I've been unplugged, clearly. Because, wow.
People don't like Mitch.
What did Mitch do? Did I miss something with Mitch?
There's 3 picks against the Ravens last year. People still remember that.
Oh, from a year ago.
Yeah.
I didn't think y'all still held it. All right. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Because that you can make a case. It didn't help us.
Oh, and it's not like he was a world beater out there when he just got in.
I thought that they hated Mason more, though.
He hasn't done as much negative for us the last couple of years.
Man,
sitting on the bench can increase your stock.
I am really surprised, bro. This is wow. All right.
Kenny's winning, but it's still too close.
This is super close. I did not.
It's still.
Kenny doesn't even have a 50%
the voting's
approval rating right now.
Too widespread.
Yes. Yo.
The people.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Deke, I'm really surprised by this poll, man. Wow. It's a lot. All right. Okay.
I'll go back to the supers.
All right. Yeah. Because it's only been a minute. I ain't even started sweating just yet, Deke. We just getting started. So we can give him a couple minutes of that thing, man. Give him a couple minutes of that thing.
S. Dresden, move on from Tomlin and his entire staff. Bring in Ben Who's Ben Johnson? Bring in Ben Johnson and secure Caleb.
Okay.
Told everyone years ago Tomlin was Gruden with Dungy's Bucks.
All right.
I'd say he's better than that. That has been a popular theory, though.
So, is Gruden a bad coach? Is that what y'all are telling me?
I think Tomlin's better than Gruden. Like, Tomlin just has way more success as a coach compared to Gruden.
That's why I'm just like, y'all said like Gruden was a bad coach or something, man.
Yeah, Gruden, he had a lot more down years than Tomlin. Like, there's a reason he got fired and stuff. You know what I mean? Whereas Tomlin, as much as people rip on the stat, he literally doesn't have a losing season. And took a lot of those Steeler teams too, Killer Bees and whatnot, further than any of those other Gruden teams outside of Gruden Super Bowl.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I get what he's just basically saying Tomlin won with coward players.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Tito, good vibes. Don't hate on Steeler Nation fans in Texas. Wasn't our fault. We still represent heavy. Rough living amongst these cowgirl fans. Go Steelers.
Salute y'all down there in Texas, man. You know I got love for you, baby. You know that.
Amber, shout out from Columbus, Ohio. Keep up the great content, guys. Go Steelers.
Nah, man,
Fire
appreciate
Canada.
You. Let's go. Appreciate you, though, from the heart.
S. Dresden Pickett may be a great guy, but as an NFL quarterback, he is garbage truck juice. We're pulling out the great guy card, huh?
He's a good dude, man. Great individual, hard worker. Does everything you want. Definitely one of the guys you want to date your daughter. That's what they say. I'm not going there with them, man. That's what they trying to do. I'm not going there with that.
Yeah, you see that. Hannibal 090. Peace, Moats, and Deke. So much to say Canada got Kenny hurt with that dumb shotgun play call on 4th and 1. And why do the DBs line up so far behind first down, especially on third downs?
So in terms of the depth from the defensive backs, that's just them switching it up, man. And at times, as you could see, our man-to-man wasn't hitting. So if your man-to-man is not hitting, your response is you better get off the ball and play with big vision. And hopefully your pass rush is going to make this quarterback speed up and then you break on something. That's why they was playing off. Yeah, what was the other part of that thing? I don't even remember the other part.
Canada got Kenny hurt.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
It's football.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a smart call. I don't think we should have went in that direction, but I don't think Canada got Kenny hurt there. And Kenny could have done a better job on that specific
play. I can't put it on him that he got hurt.
All right. We got a lot of supers here. You still good?
No, I'm about to say, yeah, man, we go try to press through these a little bit faster because, like I said, unfortunately, I do got some real stuff I got to tend to after this.
C. Baron 33 Moats kept all of us from a full meltdown in that watch party and kept my spirits up.
Nah, salute you, man. Y'all kept my spirits up, man. It was fun being on with y'all yesterday, man. But yeah, it was rough at times, bro. It was rough because you're trying to stay positive in the moment, and it's just like, man, you don't get the full, like, I had a chance to rewatch it, decompress, wind down, So that's the cool version today. Yesterday is in the moment. I'm like, had to get up a couple times, Deke, and I don't like getting up.
Steeler Nation on fire. Watching Canada calling these makes me want to be in coaching heavily more.
There you go, man. I'm all for it, honestly. You remember Pros versus Joes? I don't know if you remember that TV show where they had like the fans come out and play against like players in their respective sports because fans always feel like they know more, they could do better. I am all for it. I encourage
this would be more legitimate though than Pros versus Joes because pros, they have a certain athletic build and certain skills that Joes don't have, but
coaching is still a part of it.
Coaching and play calling,
it is still a part of it.
Literally anyone could do that.
It's still a part of it. I say
that doesn't take a certain talent.
I feel like we all got an opportunity to do the same things. What Coach Tomlin say, it's not what you're capable of, it's what you are willing to do. So I would love it. I'm all for it, man.
That'd be hilarious.
Man.
No, I do think some people have certain talents with that type of stuff. But in terms of physically,
okay,
like I couldn't be in the NBA. You get what I mean?
No.
Certain people just couldn't be in the NBA because of physical stature, speed, skill, all that stuff. NFL as well.
Is it hard? Yes. Is it extremely hard? Yes. Is it impossible? No. You wouldn't even be the shortest person ever playing the NBA, D. You know that.
Fair, but you get what I'm saying. Literally anyone can call plays.
Does that mean they're good? That's like saying literally anybody could throw the
but
football. Does that mean they're good, though?
I think that's what would make it interesting. Whereas pros versus Joes, I never watched the show, but did the pros just smoke the Joes?
It wasn't even active pros. It's like old Jerry Rice out there versus young, and they're smoking them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas this would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because who knows? Maybe the Joe, maybe the Madden player.
I would love to see it, man.
Maybe the pro Madden player can come into one of these teams and call some better offenses.
It would be cool, man. It would be cool. All right, I'm gonna shut down the poll, and it was very interesting though. Kenny only was at 48%, man. And then after that, it was definitely Mason at 27%.
Wanted someone else.
Yes, but 27%, and I like that 52 right there. Reminds me of some good times. Real good times. But Mason was 27% as the next guy, and then it was Mitch at 25%. Still in KPA we trust, though, so I do like that.
We got Scott Forador. I think we need to look at O-line coaching as well.
That could definitely be at the play, man. I mean, since Munchak has left, we can make a case that the offense line hasn't gotten better. It's looked worse. But we also understand the context of who were the personnel groupings when Munchak was here versus what those personnel groupings have been since he's left. And also what we've invested in replenishing those players since they've left.
I thought we did enough this year, or over the last two off seasons, for a nice, complete offensive line.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm blaming that on coaching right now. For the O-line? All right, well, he could catch a straight. I don't even care. I mean, someone. Like I said, I'll even throw Omar Cohen into some of this blame. Everyone gets it except for Najee, Boz, and what's his face? Brad Wing. He wasn't bad punting.
Shout out the Wing, man.
He wasn't terrible.
It was good to see my dog back out there, man.
For his first punting game in the NFL in 6 years.
Yeah.
If Prez had to miss more time, I could go off that performance.
He's a former Steeler, bro. Come on, man. Yeah. Shout out to Wing. That's my dude, man. I like Wing.
That's really it in terms of like dudes that actually did something yesterday. AJ Martinez, Sabotage 7, 8, 10, 22, and 14. The Cheetah Diggler.
Shout out to the Cheetah. Maybe we need to bring the Cheetah back. We got to start just pulling up with the Cheetah with Matt Canada. Bro, we're at that comment. Oh, my. I just realized where we at.
What?
Holy smoke, that's a lot of
comments. We got a
ways.
Yeah. We probably got like, I'm going to say 40. Maybe 30, 40 left.
Right. Okay.
What's your timing here?
Yeah, cause I'm gonna definitely have to tap out at 45 as like a hard because we do got some real stuff I gotta get to, man. Unfortunately, which is a quick time for an announcement too, man. This will be the only one of the week. Like I said, the boy gotta make some traveling. You know what I'm saying? Gotta dibble and dabble a little bit. So just gonna throw that out there on the front end of this thing. All right, this is the only show this week, so we gonna vibe out with you, but. Just know ahead of time. We back in the saddle. It should be Space Talk or something like that. I don't know if it'll be Space Talk because I'm just trying to think. I'll probably be getting back in town. But at least we back on here on next Monday, okay? Just throwing that out there. Yeah.
Antoine Manson. Nico Collins made a name for himself roasting Levi Wallace. All day, every play he made was on Levi. That can't happen. It's inexcusable. Start JPJ.
I love the inexcusable part to give, man.
Some of it was zone, but it's starting to not become a coincidence that all these receivers are picking up big plays and Levi Wallace is around.
Yeah, but Levi, as we said, man, is more suited for zone concepts. We're actually seeing that maybe both of our starting corners are more suited for zone principles than man principles. That is some questions that we have. Now, I would love JPJ because I do feel like he's been showing better man-to-man stuff. But we aren't at the stage just yet where we're willing to bastardize our coverage and say, JPJ, you play man and everybody else is going to play zone. We not there just yet. So it's either we all going to be on the zone vibe or we all going to be on the man vibe. But that's kind of what we dealing with right now. So, Nico Collins, man, he did have some success against Levi, but it wasn't all man-to-man versus him when Levi was up there. And that part goes to other people in their zone drops. Yes.
System Data Group. We got a corporation tuner now.
I'm about to say that.
Moats with Kenny. This is the best time to change the OC. Next man up is the mantra. Mitch can handle the change. Oh, I think he's saying with Kenny out.
The end season, or he's trying to
I feel like that'd be too much change for us for 1 week. If Mitch had to start and we changed the coordinator, that'd be too much. That would break our brains.
But if you just say the standard is the standard, then everything flows well. You just got to hit him with a mantra at the end, like next man up. So he's all right. Just next man up, man. Yeah.
For what? The coordinator?
No, I was just saying like, yeah, my man was like, yo, switch Kenny and switch the coordinator.
No, I think he might have been saying because Kenny's gonna be out, Mitch is naturally gonna be the starter.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah. So maybe Kenny can view some things from behind the scenes while he's injured and get up to speed at least mentally, where he doesn't have to just go out there first game new coordinator.
Yeah.
Where he could have a couple games, sit back, watch while Mitch is out there. And Mitch will be the new scapegoat. He was the scapegoat. He's back in. He's back in.
But what if Mitch looks really good with the new coordinator? Then we're not gonna want to go back. We're gonna say we ain't got to turn the page. Mitch is the guy. We got us a guy now.
I mean, what stats are you talking about here?
Oh, see, now you want to play that game. I'm just saying, if we played that, I'm just playing a hypothetical. I was just going hypothetical with you because you was hypothetical to me. Man.
We got Chop 6 dropping his first super chat.
Hey, salute you, Chop 6. Let's go, baby. One time for the culture.
Hold on, let me scroll here a little bit. Do you think we get through these?
We gonna keep fighting. We just gonna keep fighting one at a time.
Go fast.
Keep fighting one at a time.
James Jeffers.
I can speed up.
Okay, yeah. We don't have to have elaborate responses for all these, right?
Yes,
okay.
I'm down for that, bro.
James Jeffers. Moats, is there crying in football? I'm old school.
There is no crying in football the same way there is no crying in baseball. Shout out to you.
Chris G, we're really missing 18. That easy, always open. Target.
Yeah, that is something that we have we took for granted. And it's convenient to always say, well, Deontay can't catch. Remember, that was always the narrative. He can't catch. He got on the drop.
It was true.
No, it was not. He had a hand, like, when we just think about how many catches he had versus how many drops he's had versus how consistently he wins.
I'd say last season, yeah. I think.
Yeah. As a whole, though, he consistently wins and catches it more than he consistently drops it.
He did more good things than the drops last year.
Right.
By a big margin.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be paying him $18 million a year. Or he would have never even been a Pro Bowler or any of these other type of things if he was as bad as people talked about him. But we are missing him to an extent. And there's a reason. That's why you pay him $18 million, because we're seeing exactly what he brings to the table.
A2A style. I've been pro Mike T forever, but we got to be honest about what's going on. I myself can't keep giving but he hasn't had a losing season excuse, though.
Yeah, no, that's legitimate. And that's why we're saying if it looks like how it did versus the Texans going forward, that no longer is an outlier of a performance. That is the norm. And if that's the norm, man, I'm being the first one in line with you because we ain't supporting no losing. But to act like this isn't more outlier than norm, that's the part where we got to understand that, yeah, we are in the moment right now. We got feelings on this thing, but it's 2-2.
I will say some of these weird games and these weird blowouts and the offense ineptitude has become more of the norm, though, I think.
If we're talking perception, sure. If we're talking reality, statistically, we can prove that is not accurate just based on the winning, right? Because if they were going to play like how they play versus Texas, they wouldn't even be winning
I'm not talking about the winning. I'm talking about the offense ineptitude and us getting.
I think we're talking about the winning as a whole. Yeah.
No, offense ineptitude and us getting blown out randomly like this. Okay. That has become more normal over these last 2-3 years. Of us getting smoked and not having a chance, and it's 2.5 quarters in, and then also our offense looking like this about 75% of the time.
I just had a different definition of the norm. I thought if that was what was becoming the norm, that we would have won 3 games last season. Is what I'm saying. That's what I say. Maybe I'm taking it too literal. I think because I look at the norm, I'm like, this can't be the norm because we are winning still. Yeah,
I guess that goes back to the whole thing I was saying, what was it, 10, 20 minutes ago of even if we are winning, the whole 9-8 thing, the whole mediocrity,
1,000%.
We can't keep settling for that. Now, 1,000%. The 9-8 last year felt good because we had all that momentum at the end of the year. We had a young team. Very we bounced back. Mm-hmm. But for this year, no, we were supposed to take that next step this year.
I'd agree, yeah.
Chop 6. Standard is the standard. Mediocrity is what it is. I'm hoping not.
Hey, man. I'm hoping not as well.
We also got... I probably gave too long of an answer on that last one.
Man,
I think that killed us on the time.
No, we're good. We're going to keep fighting this day. Come on, man.
Ramsey Saleh. No receiver gets open. We need DJ more than I thought.
Hindsight could be 20/20. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's not absolving the other guys. I think that Pickens can continue to improve because he's shown that he can do it. It's just more of the detailing of it. Calvin Austin, he's shown the ability to win and create separation. It's just the little details. But this is a part of their natural progression. Deontay Johnson wasn't as good of running routes as he is today as he was his rookie year or in year 2. It took him time as a whole to continue to develop it, refine it, and get to that consistent part. And that's just what we're looking for with them young dudes. And that's why a guy like Allen Robinson does create more consistent separation. He just isn't as athletic as them other two dudes right now. But they're just at different stages. That's it, man.
AJ Martinez, Detroit wins the Super Bowl with Sabotage 7, Sabotage 22, Sabotage 14. P.S. Kick the damn field goal to make it 16-9.
I'm not going to lie. I was definitely over here like, go for it. Because what's the point of being conservative in that moment when we got the momentum? I just think it's hindsight, man. When you don't get the play to happen and then Kenny get hurt, it just feels like, man, we should have kicked the field goal. But I'm like, man, if Kenny hit that throw to a wide open Calvin or to a wide open Connor, I don't think we feel like that, man. I think we like, heck yeah, bro, let's go. Now I'm about to punch it in. Let's go. But unfortunately, that is not what happened.
I'll admit, I wanted to kick the field goal before. We actually went out there on 4th and 1, and it resulted in that way. I just felt like the defense had so much momentum, put the pressure back on the Texans to execute and make plays. Maybe we get a turnover. I think it was I don't even think it was the fourth quarter.
No,
yet.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was just
I just
still
we had
early.
The momentum. I was like,
I agree.
We had because we scored coming out of the half. We got the stop, and then we came right back with another drive. I'm like, bro, let's go. Like,
if you're gonna go, just do the QB sneak. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
A2A style. Moats and Deke. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Kenny is not the franchise. I was pro Kenny as well, but now I see a mistake of a pick.
I'm not there just yet, man. I'm not there just yet. But this could also be me. Maybe I'm a part of the hanging on to it too long. I don't know. I'm just not as fast to move on. And that's, man, it's been 17 games.
Jonathan Stevens, look at Geno in New York, then Geno in Seattle. Look at Goff with Fisher, then Goff with McVay. OC is important, and we have the 32nd guy right now.
Now, Jonathan, you messed up with Goff because y'all said Goff was bad with McVay. Y'all said Goff was the product of McVay, but then Goff is in Detroit, and he's looking good.
He looked bad his first year in Detroit. I don't know what they changed. I don't know what the ins and the outs.
Okay, because that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Goff
looks good in Detroit.
Goff looks legit. Yeah. Yep. But I think they have a good OC.
Well, we're going to say everybody has a good OC if the quarterback looks good. But what was Jared Goff drafted?
I think that OC is at least helping him.
When was Jared Goff drafted as well?
He was number 1.
And he's taking a team to a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So we still back to the same question. Is it coordinator or is it personnel? That's what I'm basically just getting to with that. Or do we feel like Kenny has already surpassed Jared Goff?
I'm not saying that right now. I thought I made my call for the season.
Early. I get you.
I made my call.
All right.
I think if you're a guy, you're a guy. Legit. I think if you're a guy, you're a guy. I think coordinator does help though too.
Okay. I was saying I ain't even followed who the coordinator is out there in Seattle. I just think of Pete Carroll. I don't really think of the
I don't either, to be honest with you. Yeah.
That's kind of like how I look at the Steelers. It's like I look at this Coach Tomlin and then, like you making this, you the guy. Same when Seattle, it's like Pete Carroll, you're the guy. New England, it's Belichick, you're the guy. Like, figure it out.
Harry Latch, Tomlin without Ben says more than Belichick without Brady. Bad hirings, bad decisions to keep players, coaches. The Lurs are in the same tier as the Broncos and the Bears. The playoffs are off the table this year. Draft C-Dub.
I mean, that's a perception. We know it's not factual. So, I mean, yeah, it's opinion, man. Ain't nothing wrong with your opinion.
We got A2A style. Deke, it's time to let the love for Pitt players remove the bandage from your eyes when it comes to Pickett. He's had many good games as Zach Wilson. No, I think Pickett has done more than Zach Wilson thus far in this league. I just looked at last year. I mean, winning big games, get us back in the playoff contention, help turn the season around.
Zach,
primetime games.
Zach, they had a moment. Zach, I don't feel like Kenny's been to the Zach sphere just yet. Zach did. Zach was viewed as like, it was real bad for Zach. We ain't got that way with Kenny. We ain't there yet. We ain't there.
No. Jalen Johnson, I think the Deontay loss is similar to TJ last season. The defense looked bad and not confident. Now the offense is suffering a similar fate without 18.
I follow what you're saying. You know, it's just always going to be hard when you bring up a TJ Watt because they're going to say, well, TJ is TJ Watt. Deontay Johnson isn't TJ Watt. That's the only thing. But I get what you're saying, though, in terms of what he brings to that offense. Yeah, I'm with you.
Shane Carter Jr., I think Pat Fryermuth's inability to run block is really killing us. I feel like every other run he's on his back or 3 yards in the backfield.
I mean, you seen this short yardage play, all right? Or I thought it was supposed to be a short yardage.
There was one I saw him literally get pushed across the screen from the left side of the screen to the right side.
Yeah, we were on the same page there. I was like, woo, Dad, come on, baby. You got to fight back there.
I thought he was baby grown.
Maybe it was just a bad day for everybody, okay? Because I was like, God dang, bro, you got to fight back. You got to fight back. But he got the hammy right now, so we'll see what's up with him.
Ooh, how about this? A little conspiracy. DJ Malesio says, do the fines play a role in the defense playing so soft?
Well, if you look at, was it Quan? Quan been playing for free?
Jalen Warren?
Jalen Warren, yeah, he out there playing free. It get real, man. So they won't have you playing soft, but it will have you thinking twice, though. It definitely do that. Yeah, because you be like, hold on, bro. I done hit this man how many times the same way? Y'all keep taking my money, bro. I don't want to hit him like that no more. Just imagine. Okay. Now, granted, the numbers are different, but you got to take it in context. Okay. If somebody hit you on the head for about, a week's paycheck or 2 weeks paycheck for something that you feel like was legitimate and legal, and that we would be like, yo, you did your job on, but you going to work for free these next 2 weeks, man. It's going to have you second guessing if you want to do it again, right? Yeah. Because when you start hitting people for 40K, bro, 40K is a lot of money. I don't care who you talk about. I don't care how much we make. 40K is a lot of money, man. You feel that a little. Yeah. You could have used that 40K on multiple ways. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah, we'll have
It's almost like taxes.
Yeah, exactly. Except you feel like with this one, you got more control over it. Because it's like, okay, I'm getting taxed just because of what I make. You tax me here because I hit this dude. All right, well, I ain't going to hit him like that then. I'm going to hit him somewhere else. Yeah.
All right. A2A style, have y'all noticed that every time we play a team, some form of record is broken or the team did something they haven't done in years? Yeah, or some no-name receiver goes off against us.
Yep. And we're like, is he great now? Who's this guy? Never heard of him before, but I like him.
Yeah, it seems, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
We got Kobe saying, huge fan. Can you read Super Chats within an hour?
Not at all, man. Unfortunately, well, it's a gift and a curse. This show is a nice size show with a lot of supers that come in, a lot of regular comments that come in, and it's just me and Deke. We not, ESPN. We ain't got the moderators and all that other stuff, so we power.
Well, they don't have chats coming in like ours either.
Oh yeah, they don't either. You're right. So
they don't respond to the fans like
they don't. Yeah, we boots on the ground with it, man. So yeah, so. We try to, but at the same time, we not about to hold ourselves to an unrealistic standard, baby, because we are a vibe. We don't work, we vibe. If we talk about that within an hour, that sounds like you need expectation. Expectations sound like work, Deke. Me and Deke don't work. We vibing. Are we working right now? We vibing right now, Deke.
It's a vibe.
I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm vibing.
Talking ball.
You feel me? In fact, I love it because this one I get to unplug from reality. It's like, y'all just come here and talk to my dog, man. We here.
Sean McCartney, shout out to all the bots in the chat. Call Chris Rock because many have selected outrage.
Let's
Still
go.
be black and gold. Season ain't over.
Thank you, man. Talk that talk, Sean McCartney. I'm with you on that, baby. I'm with you.
Rod, just giving us some support there.
They give us a little dog because we need a little dog action, man. He got a little dog in him. Rod definitely got that dog in him.
Josh Sokovitz, why did the Steelers look invincible this preseason? listen, just go off what I said. Don't count preseason anymore. Don't even take anything from it. To me, that was an example of players executing.
Josh,
it's preseason.
To me, that is what the difference is. But why were they executing? And that becomes the question. Was it because of the backups? That does become part of the question. But at the end of the day, it was more so they were executing. They were completing the passes downfield. They were making the tackles. Jalen made a guy miss and took it 70, right? That type of stuff was taking place. Whereas in the regular season, it is a game of inches. We haven't consistently connected on those type of plays that we did in the preseason, and we have given up more explosive plays than what we did in the preseason. If we would have showed up like how we looked against Buffalo in that preseason game, man, this is a different outcome. This is a different team. Problem is we haven't been matching that type of energy. And if we're being real about it, we showed up like how Buffalo showed up in that preseason game when we put up in Houston. We here, we nice. What's up? And Houston showed up like how we showed up in that preseason game. We came out punching. And we was fired up. And you look at the man. Were we even celebrating out there on Sunday? Even in the first quarter before it got crazy. Were we? I don't even remember us celebrating like that, bro. I think I remember
there wasn't much to celebrate about.
Right. But just as a whole, where was our energy at?
It wasn't there at all. Houston
you
wanted
can't
it more.
walk into a stadium and just assume that you just going to flip a switch. You got to be ready to go. You got to be ready, man.
I see what Houston did there. They did the whole J.J. Watt,
you seen it?
Hall of Honor, whatever thing.
Get a pop.
I think that messed with TJ a little bit.
Get a pop, bro.
It got him out of the football mentality and like the whole family and brotherhood mentality. I think it did.
Slow it down, man. Yeah.
That's messed up. Mike Emanuel, seeing rookie Texans QB CJ Stroud versus our second-year QB, let me know all I needed to know. Doesn't compare. Decision-making and vision are light years apart.
Bro, Stroud looked good. If granted it was against us, but if we're just being real about it, Stroud I thought played well. I thought that he had a good pocket feel. I thought that he had good touch on his throws. I thought that he looked confident out there. He looked good. I just feel like we be feeling like we can't compliment him because it was against us, but it's like, bro, he did look good.
Yeah, I think he
that
outplayed.
Didn't look like a bad quarter, like a really good quarterback.
Yeah, I think he outplayed Kenny in that game, but I don't think you have to discount Kenny because of that.
Right, and that's the thing. It's like they act like both things can't be true. He played really well and looked good, but yes, we still feel like Kenny's gonna be a lot better than what he showed out there.
I'm thinking Stroud has a little bit better of things around him. Not necessarily saying personnel, but with that OC and some of the coaching.
Better,
what?
Who would you say has the better talent around him right now, Stroud or Pickett?
Well, I said going into the game, I thought us. Into the game, but
I would agree.
The O-line played worse than the Texans O-line. Our receivers played worse than the Texans receivers. Yeah. Didn't get as much separation as any of those guys. No. Felt like the coaching from our end was worse than the Texans. I don't think we got as many guys open. We didn't scheme enough good stuff up there, and that's the result we get.
Yeah.
We got James J. Jeffers. Moats, talk them off the cliff, bro.
Man, we be trying to have a little convoy in here every once in a while, man.
Victory Asher, Byron Leftwich is the answer. He's a proven NFL QB and a proven NFL OC for a Super Bowl winning team. Yeah. Hire him in a dual role as QB coach and OC.
I'm all for it. We hollered about hiring Leftwich.
He'd be on the short list of guys. I'd say him, Whipple, and Haley. Those would be my top three right now. Kingsbury. I don't think we'd make that mid-season though, because Leftwich
is this a mid-season thing?
Well, yeah.
I thought this was an off-season thing.
If we fire Canada mid-season.
He didn't say fire mid-season.
No, he's just saying bring in Leftwich. But I'm saying we could bring in Leftwich mid-season because he's not doing anything. Like him and Haley and Whipple. I don't know what Whipple's doing, but Kingsbury's over with USC. He's an OC. I'm sure he wouldn't do that. He'd stay out there. Kingsbury's he fails upwards. It's unbelievable.
We just go pull they playbook and everybody just all the way locked in and we all good to go in season.
We need a shake-up. I told you we need a shake-up. It's happened before. Like hockey teams do it all the time with head coaches.
This isn't hockey, bro. This ain't basketball. This is football we talking about. I'm like,
wouldn't hurt to try.
The plays matter.
We need to find some example of a team firing an OC mid-season and doing really good. I'll find one.
For football. Because I'm like, hockey and basketball, those are very different sports than football, man. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 6:43. How we looking?
It's gonna be tough for us. It's gonna be tough for bro. I don't think it's gonna happen. I feel unfortunate, but okay. I got some real life stuff. I got.
All right, no, I'm not trying to guilt trip you into it at all.
I got some real life stuff, bro.
I think people will understand.
Yeah.
A2A style though, he says, until we play at least 3 good games in a row, my team, formerly known as the Steelers, will be the Kunta Kentes because the Texans whipped is like they was Massa and didn't like the name Toby.
Which is also very accurate, unfortunately. They did put them paws on us a little bit. They did.
It's a bad game.
It was.
You want to get one more?
Yeah, let's get one more. We got to get one more in here, man. I feel terrible too, bro. We do got to get one more, though.
Yeah. We got Brent Fox.
Because at least you documented them, right?
I have them all.
Okay, so at least we know when we get back. Might not be accurate now, might not be hot, but, at least it's there. Or maybe I'll just we'd do like a solo, just go down the list, respond.
I got them all. So.
Okay, but at least we know we got that on tape, I guess.
Brent Fox coming in late, Moats. What is the main factors regarding the blown coverage? Play calling, communication issues, lack of understanding, assignments?
So it hasn't been a ton of the blown coverage stuff. It ain't been a ton of blown coverages. I do feel like we haven't been as locked down, especially in our man stuff, but more so to me, it's just the communication we're passing stuff in our zone principles. When we're using multiple guys in terms of I think it was San Fran was doing a 3 safety look. Now we've got it where we'll rotate Keanu Benton when we're thinking run downs, and there's DeMonte Case when we're thinking pass downs. I just think that everybody has different feels. The linebackers we talked about, we rotate all the linebackers right now. So if all of us are different, right? Each and every personnel match or every group that we go out there is going to play it differently. So Deke might be a guy that plays it by the letter of the law. He's going to be outside leverage the whole time. He's going to line up pre-snap where I need him to be. I might be out there with Pat P, who's Hollywood. He's giving me a disguise because he's a vet. I might be out there with JPJ, who's younger. He's just showing it. But now I'm inside and I got Quan Alexander. He feels good about his athleticism, so he's going to look one way pre-snap, post-snap. But now I got Cole Holcomb I'm here playing with. But don't tell me it's a Landon Roberts because that's totally different. I feel like when we are using as many people as we're using, the communication, you have to be even more so buttoned up because it's not just us on the same page in terms of what the call is, but it's also us on the same page in terms of me reading your body language, because there's certain things that I have to just know how you're going to think, because I can't tell you, hey man, that dude fast to the flat, Deke, that's you. No, I got to get ready to go. But if I don't know that you're going to see it the same way that I do, that's going to make me hesitant. Because I'm going to make sure that I ain't going to drop the coverage and you be over here running around crazy, have me looking stupid. Nah. So I do feel like some of that is also at play. But it doesn't make it an excuse. You know what the situation is on defense. We rotating guys. We using multiple bodies. All right, cool. Well, y'all know the pros and cons to that. The pros are we're going to have better personnel. The cons are we're going to have to really communicate. So that's, long answer short. That's, kind of the scenario right now with some of the coverage issues, especially on the back end between them zone and man concepts. You think of the Devontae Adams big touchdown pass, right? We did the film breakdown on it. Wasn't a blown coverage. But when you talk about how Minka saw it and he instantly came down out the middle field, but Pat Pete was a little bit hesitant before he built off of that to go back out there. That's a prime example, because if Pat P knows Minka's reading that thing that fast, he's not going to come all the way in here with this dude. He's going to beeline it up there to get and replace him. That's that communication stuff, though, baby.
I have an answer for the offensive coordinator thing.
Talk to me, man. What you got?
Shout out to Doobie Mills. Says the 2012 Ravens fired their OC week 14, then went on to win a Super Bowl.
You said 2012?
Yep.
Who they hire?
I don't know.
That's incomplete then.
What do you mean?
Who did they bring in? Or was it they just didn't have an OC?
I don't know. They fired him.
I'm trying to figure out.
So we could fire Canada.
What was the scenario? That was like no info other than that?
Well, that's the scenario. I mean, that's it right there.
Okay.
They fired their OC and won a Super Bowl.
All right. Well, we have one example then. There we go.
Anyone got any more?
Let's bet the house on the outlier. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Do some more research and tag me on Twitter.
No, seriously, because this is interesting. I am interested to know, and I need to know who they brought in as well. But I do. That's the whole Joe Flacco elite, and then he got the big money contract. Heck yeah.
Yeah. But that's it then.
I like it, man. So, yes, unfortunately, won't be able to continue on today. Like I said, man, got some stuff I got to take care of, okay? And yes, final show for the week because, like I said, your boy got some stuff he has to take care of, all right? But we are back in the saddle. Deke, you got anything, man? Where do people can get you at this week, man?
Yeah, I'll probably do some stuff this week. My YouTube channel. I'm doing another Bleach Report on Wednesday, live stream. I don't know what we're going to be talking about because I did one post-game yesterday, and I did one also today, doing like winners and losers from the game, talking Fire Canada and whatnot. I mean, that's the main topic. I don't know what else there is to talk about at this point.
That's going to be the topic until he prove otherwise. Shoot.
But yeah, I got another one of those midday Wednesday, and I'm sure I'll do some big Deke news and whatnot throughout the week.
Let's go then, man. Let's go. Well, y'all heard it then, man. All right, so support the homie if y'all catch him out there. And yeah, the boy will be back when the boy get back. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But either way, y'all know we appreciate you for tuning in. Hit that like button one time. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, baby.
Peace.